Coastal High Seas wetsuit with ridiculous rubber.
Oh, bogged, eh?
Nah, mate, just parked.
Why are you parked with your wheels so deep in the mud?
That's just how I park.
Mate, we've got a...
Parked!
Righto.
New Amarok V6 Canyon. The power to handle what others can't.
And a very good morning to you folks. Of course, it is it's finals day actually of the 2020 Mothernest Great Lakes Pro. Once again, it's Taz McKenna. True Starling taking you through semi-final number one of the women in the lineup first. There is a nice little overview of the playing field here at North Boomerang Beach. You can see the judges all set up there and ready to go. So we're underway for semi-final number one. Very good morning, True Starling.
Good morning, Tezza. How you going?
Very good.
Yeah,
We've got some little waves around. It's dropped a little overnight.
Yeah.
Moving towards a high tide, 1.6 metres, 9:30 this morning.
Yep.
Winds are light northerly. It's kind of light offshore. It looks like it's pretty inconsistent right there, but there are some sets coming through.
Yeah, I was watching it before, and it is a little bit inconsistent, but it still looks really fun once the waves come through. And I mean, the beautiful thing about today is all of the semi-finals are going to be 25 minutes, and then we're going to go into a 30-minute final. So the girls have that extra 5 minutes, and guys have that extra 5 minutes in the water. So that'll give them plenty of time to catch a couple of waves. But in the water right now, in the red, we have Freya Prum, and in the blue is Luana Coelho Silva from Hawaii. So an Australian versus a Hawaiian in this one. And then in semi-final number 2, we do have from Hawaii, Leila Rikabuano, coming up against a South African Sarah Baum. So some pretty stacked semis coming up for the women's side of the draw today.
Absolutely. So no scores, no priority at the moment, folks. We're around about 3 minutes as slipped away so far in our opening heat of the day. Again, super stoked to have you with us on our final day here at the 2020 Mothernest Great Lakes Pro. This is a QS 1000 event. We have been really blessed with some incredible conditions throughout the tournament's window.
So blessed. I mean, the waves yesterday afternoon, it was pumping for the men's. I mean, they ended up running the quarters after round 5 of the men's yesterday.
And that was a good call, wasn't it?
It was a great call. I mean, the waves were so good, and it just consistently got better throughout the day. And I think all of the surfers that were still in the event got so excited that they were going to get good waves that they kind of were all just like, put us on. And I think today they've kind of gone, it's not as good as yesterday, but hey, it still looks super fun. I'm in the semi-finals, like, let's get it.
Absolutely. Well, we've got all the consistent competitors right across the 5-day window of the tournament. So thanks again to everybody involved, including our major sponsor, Mothernest. Of course, this is the Mothernest Great Lakes Pro. Great Lakes Council as well. This is the Barrington coastline here, a beautiful part of the world. In fact, True, you were saying this morning you've got some relatives that just happen to be holidaying in the area.
Yeah, I know. I have some family members that ended up traveling up the coast just in a bit of a camper van, and they actually called me this morning and they were like, are you staying in Boomerang? I said, yeah, I am. Where are you guys? And they said, we're in Booty Booty National Park. And I was like, no way.
It's 5Ks that way.
Yeah, so I had no idea, so it's pretty cool. And they're actually going to head down to Seal Rocks today, and they're going to try and find a wave down there. And
well, this is, I remember up at Seals Rocks, they wrote on the road one time, it said, Seals Rocks, the last frontier.
Oh, no
It was really
way.
cool, and it is actually kind of the last frontier. But back to our pathway to the podium. And there's the quarterfinals we had yesterday. We had some great matchups. It was, of course, Freya Prum victorious over Noah Clapp from Germany. Then it was Luana defeating Leilani. Then it was Leila Rikabuano. She's been on a real tear, and Sarah Baum. So we have the top 4 girls in the semi-finals, and this is going to be a great matchup.
It is going to be an epic matchup. I mean, no scores on the board just yet. We do have just under 20 minutes remaining in this one, but there's waves coming all day. I mean, it looks super fun out there, and both Freya and Luana have been putting on an absolute clinic this whole event. So I'm looking forward to seeing how the girls go in these waves this morning.
Okay, so Luana just having a little look at that one. Of course, she is living in Hawaii. She has a Brazilian heritage. It is Luana Silva. So as soon as I saw that surname, I thought, well, okay, definitely South American heritage right there. And of course, Freya Prum on screen at the moment is the last woman standing representing Australia.
She is, isn't she? It's pretty. I thought we would have had a couple more Aussies, further up in the draw. I mean, she was the last Australian standing in the quarters. And then the round before the quarters, we had round 3, and there was Bodie Lee-Jones. Freya Prum was in there as well. Holly Williams. And that was it. There was only 3 Aussies left in the draw in round 3.
Well, we mentioned right from the get-go that this the competition here at the Mothernest Great Lakes Pro had an incredible roll-up for a QS 1000. Part of the reason is the fact not just that Surf New South Wales run such classic contests, but also the venue was a real draw card. People come to Australia, and this is a piece of Australiana here. As we said, the last frontier. It's just beautiful, pristine, untouched coastline, lots of beaches to choose from. You can get in a camper van like True's relatives did and just sort of chug around this whole Barrington coastline and just enjoy the waves. So a lot of people came here just for that reason alone, just to get their 2020 campaign off to a good start and enjoy the area here on the Barrington coast.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to enjoy as well. I mean, it's you come down here, it's just a completely different speed. But as we see on screen, we do have Luana Silva up and riding on her first wave. Beautiful snap for her first section. And again, she hits that vertically for another one and up there again. So 3 beautiful turns for the surfer in blue. What a great start to her heat.
Yeah, she is. She's just got such a fantastic technique, this young lady. From Hawaii, let's break it down on the replay. So Luana sets it up with a lovely snap. Her timing is impeccable. She just never, she always hits the lip at exactly the right moment. Never looks out of control. You can see her look back at the coach, I think, there to just say, hey, were you happy with that one? It's a good little start, and it's a 7.5. What a great way to kick off her campaign.
What an amazing way to kick it off. I mean, you want to start with something of 5 or above, and she's definitely done that. So she's put a little bit of fresh pressure on Freya Prum, but I mean, Freya still has the ability to go out there and get an 8, as we saw her do that yesterday. I mean, she got a 9.3, and then she managed to back yesterday's heat up once she was in, I think she was in combo at one point yesterday. So, I mean, she definitely has the ability to do what needs to be done.
Okay, well, here she goes on this one.
Yeah, she's up and riding on her forehand. She tags that first section so nicely, gets a bit of fin drift on that one. Just a 1 turn for Freya, so she's going to get straight back out there and try and find another wave that will improve her scoreline. So we've got 16.5 minutes remaining in semi-final heat number 1 of the girls division.
Okay, you're watching Mothernest Great Lakes Pro. Big shout out to Mothernest. Of course, they make some premium health products. You want to check out their website. But here's the replay for Freya Prum. This young lady is very unpredictable, and she's willing to take a risk. And have a look at that, just tossing the fins up and over the coping. So very progressive surfing there from Freya, but just the one manoeuvre nets her a 4.0.
Yeah, well, imagine if she did 2 of those. That probably could have gone up into the 7.5 to an 8 range.
Yeah,
getting
that's
4
right.
for 1.
Exactly. So it's kind of come like all of these competitions do. Wave selection plays a huge part in the results, doesn't it? I mean, it's just about at this level they all surf so great. But you could see Luana just asking the beach announcers, like, give me the updates. She's in the lead with a 7.5, and Freya's in second with a 4.0. Plenty of time to go. 15.5 to go. Who's coming up in semi-final number 2?
Yeah, in semi-final number 2, we've got Layla Ricabuano taking on Sarah Baum. But in this one right now, we've got Luana up and riding on her backhand. Really nice first tag. And again for a second one, she's going to ride out of that cleanly. I mean, the thing that's stood out for me most for Luana is her backhand is very lethal, and she's not afraid to put it up there.
Yeah, you're not kidding. She got into this one, and really strong, great rotation on the backhand as well. Really just twisting through those turns. And as we mentioned, just the technique and the timing. So she has a huge future in pro surfing, this young lady. Very impressed with her, and that comes in, that must be a 4.5, is that right? No, 5.5. Yeah, 5.5. There we go.
Yeah.
I'm not very good at mathematics. Was like my worst subject at school.
Yeah.
Totally. But I'm the English guy. I'm the words
Yes.
thing. So, all right, we're down to just on 15 and a half minutes remaining. A very good morning to you, folks. Coming to you live from the north end of Boomerang Beach. We're in a little place called Pacific Palms on the Barrington coastline, just south of Foster, and that's just south of Taree. These are all little satellite towns on the New South Wales coastline. Thank you very much to Destination New South Wales for bringing us to these regional areas of New South Wales. It's a great roadie, isn't it?
It is. It's an epic roadie. I mean, I love coming up here. You come through all of the trees and you kind of see all of the coastline and it's beautiful. And then you come out and see this and it's crystal clear water, fun waves, blue skies, squeaky clean sand. I mean, it doesn't get much better.
No, that's right. We're very, very lucky to be plonked here at Boomers for this final day of this QS 1000 on the World Surf League. Again, it's Tasmac and True Starling taking you through the women's semi-finals, and then we'll have Crispy and Jess will be in, and we'll have a cavalcade of commentary folks rolling through the booth throughout this final day of the competition. We're going to be wrapped up here by about 11 o'clock today.
Yeah, which will be pretty cool.
Means we'll be able to go and get some waves. Did you get a surf in yesterday?
I did. I did end up having a surf yesterday after the event.
Out the front?
Yeah, just straight out the front.
Okay?
It was really fun.
Crowded?
Yeah. It was a bit crowded, but I managed to get a couple of waves.
Good
so
on
I
you.
was stoked.
I went over to North Boomerang with Zane and all the young Queensland crew. I think it was Alistair and all that out in the water, and we surfed North Blueies.
North
Oh my
Blueies.
goodness, it was so good.
Really?
Yeah, it was pumping. There was only 3 or 4 of us on a big left peak in the north corner.
Oh no, I should have checked it.
Yeah, we've just had such great waves up here, and always such a great experience. We're staying at Moby's, by the way, which is Moby's Beachside Retreat. It's a great place to bring the family along. So. Check them out online, mobys.com.au. They've got some incredible 1, 2 and 3 bedroom apartments that are perfect for the family, and the little kiddies skating around the park all the time in the morning, riding their bikes and stuff. It's a real family scene.
It's awesome. I mean, being able to, go somewhere different, say, like for here in the Barrington Coast, you come somewhere and having that place to stay that is family friendly and you know that it's safe, it just makes it so much easier, especially if you have a family with you or kids or whatever that may be. It makes it so much easier to stay in a place where, your kids will be able to have fun but be safe at the same time.
Yeah, that's right. They got pool, they got tennis courts, they got restaurants and bars and stuff there, so it's got a little bit of everything. It's a little self-contained piece of paradise, but it looks like Luana is having a look at that one, but in the end it's Frey with the priority.
Yeah, so Frey's up and riding on her backhand. This is the second wave of the heat, so she's going to tag that first section and she's going to try and make it for the second one, and the wave kind of looks like it's going to flatten out a little bit, so she just gets a little bit of a carve on that one. She's gone, you know what? I don't like the look of that one. I'm going to get straight back out there, try and find another one. But Luana's like, yep, I'll take this one. And you know what? I think I might try and get priority over you. So I'm going to get straight back out there.
Okay, so Freya just locking in her second ride. We're coming down to just past the halfway mark. These 25-minute semi-finals here on our final day of the Mothernest Great Lakes Pro. And Freya Prum in the red singlet dropping a 3.25. She needs a 9.0. Against Anna Silva, of course, Kaleo Silva from Hawaii. She's out there in the blue singlet. So, very good morning to our Hawaiian friends that are tuning in. Of course, we've got some more Hawaiians coming up in the next one with Leila Rikabuana, of course. Sarah Baum from South Africa. That's our next hit. But, very good morning to you, and mahalos for tuning in. There might be some Brazilians also tuning in to see Luana. Of course, she has a Brazilian heritage with her family. So, bom dia, tudo bem to all of our Portuguese viewers that are tuning in at the moment. Can you speak any other languages?
I can speak I think I can speak a little bit of French. I ended up doing French for my HSC.
Okay, gotcha.
But I haven't spoken it for a really long time, so I've probably lost
If you're going to do
bit of
the WQS, I would suggest that you get a little app on your phone called Duolingo.
Yep.
Right? Download that and learn Spanish, because if you can speak Spanish,
Yeah.
you can speak to everyone in Europe,
Well,
basically.
you know what? My auntie is Spanish.
Right.
So my dad's brother's wife is Spanish. Leilani McGonigal is Spanish, and she's always at my house,
Yeah.
or she's always in Narrabeen somewhere.
It's a pretty easy language to learn.
I
It's
should
not
just
that hard.
learn it.
You should do, while you're young, I would seriously suggest it. Plus, if you're going to travel around the world, if you
Yeah.
can have your second language is Spanish, it's going to make things a lot easier.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Okay, so it's Taz McKenna. True Starling. True, of course, is a QS campaigner. Lives at North Narrabeen. She's joined the commentary team recently with Surf New South Wales, doing a great job. And
Thank you.
yeah, we're stoked to have you here. So we're just inside the final 10 minutes. Freya's had a much slower start than Luana. Of course, Luana Anna Silva from Hawaii with the priority in the blue, holding the lead with a 7-5 and a 5-5. She really has been the standout surfer of the tournament for me. She's looked very polished and very professional.
Yeah, she definitely has. I mean, she's just surfed the waves to the best of her ability, and her wave selection has been impeccable. So she's gone, yep, I'm going to take this one from Freya. I've got priority over her. You know what? This one doesn't look like it's going to be a good one. So Freya's looking at this one out the back. She's gone, yep, I like the look of this one.
That was a late takeoff.
Yeah, very late takeoff. She's gone, I'm going to try and get around it. So, unfortunately, that wave kind of just backs off a little bit on Freya. So, she's going to try and get back out there and get priority over Luana. I don't know if that was the smartest decision from both Luana and Freya.
Sure.
Just purely because those waves kind of looked like they were going to close out.
Yeah, I guess they had a bit of size in them, and there must have been some potential for them to go for it. But yeah, from what we saw, if we go back to the late takeoff, wow, that was really well done from Freya Baum. It's a real shame that there's just a little crumbly, light onshore, light northerly, northeaster here at Boomerang, and it's just crumbling the lips down. If that was a, if that was light offshore, if we had a northwester here, that might have been a big barrel through that section there for Freya.
And I mean, Freya charges, she would have pulled into that for sure.
Okay, so I hope you're enjoying the action. Oh, just get my little cord caught around my microphone. I lassoed myself. Hope you're enjoying the action. It is finals day here in the Mothernest Great Lakes Pro. Of course, from here, the Whistler New South Wales Pro Surf Series will pack up and the whole circus will head south to the beautiful township of Avoca on the central coast of New South Wales.
Yeah, I mean, that starts on Tuesday, I think.
Yeah, so only a day to sort of go and get our act together. You're back for the Avoca contest, I take it?
Yes.
Yeah, awesome.
I'm competing in it, and then I'll be working it as well. So
yeah, nice.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
Good luck. What about on Monday when you go home? You've got one day. You're going to catch up with Maddie Cattle, your coach, and trying to tune up before the event?
Yeah, that's a plan. Yeah, I've got a new board that I'm just trying to dial in a little bit. I think I've kind of got it, but there's still a couple of things that I need to figure out. So I'm going to get him down on the beach with me, and we'll see. I'll just stick both the boards in and just see which one goes better.
Yeah, there you go. It's always nice getting a new surfboard and just trying to work it out. You know what I've found over the years is that boards that work straight away for me tend not to be the best boards that I've owned.
Yeah.
Boards that I have to work out
Yeah.
tend to somehow become the best boards that I've ever owned.
Yeah, well, this one's already, on certain, it's super fast. It's really responsive. It's a, I got it from the onboard store down in Mona Vale. It's a Channel Islands OG Flyer.
Yeah.
And it's really responsive. It's super fast, but a couple of sections it kind of bogs on it. So I just need to just figure out how to manage that.
Is that a small wave model?
Yep, it's a smaller wave model. So, I mean, that's perfect for the QS because most of the waves here are pretty small.
Absolutely.
But, I mean, we've had some pretty beautiful waves for this event. So, I might as well bite my tongue because it's been kind of pumping for this one.
Exactly. But, that's why we're here in the Great Lakes region.
Yeah.
It is a beautiful part of the world. In fact, just where you said Booty, where your family are perched at the moment, just at the back of that is Wallace Lake.
Yep.
And on the edge of Wallace Lake there's a little place called the Green Cathedral where everyone gets married. Have you ever been to that? It's one of the most beautiful things you've ever seen in your life.
Wow.
So, I've been to quite a few weddings there, and I've emceed quite a few weddings there. So Moby's, the Moby's Beachside Retreat, they do a deal with the Green Cathedral. So you come up and you get married at the Green Cathedral. I think it's only cost $500 donation to get married there. So it's a really cheap wedding.
That's incredible.
Yeah, and it's right on the edge of the lake. And if you do your wedding in the afternoon, you get the sunset in the background of Wallace Lake. So it's pretty incredible.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then you go back to Moby's and you have the reception at Moby's. It's called Marry Me Moby's. So check it out.
Marry Me Moby's.
Yeah, check it out on their website as we see Luana on the back end.
Yeah, she just did a really beautiful first carve, and again for a second one, she's going to try and take that one all the way through. Unfortunately, it kind of just goes a bit flat on her, so she's gone. Hopefully that will improve the 5-5. I'm going to try and get back out there, but here's the replay for this one, Tezza.
Okay, again, it's the technique of this young lady is just outstanding. Just beautiful upper body rotation. lots of leverage, lots of extension. You know, that's the science of surfing, really.
Yeah.
Been broken down into just 3 parts. Of course, the rotation comes from the hips, the upper body rotation. The extension is the legs, the sort of pumping action of your legs going up and down. And leverage, of course, is leaning over and into the wave. And when you touch the wave face, it means that you're leaning over into the wave. And the more leverage you have in the surfing, the more ground you can cover.
Yeah.
That's why I reckon you know, people say, how do Joel Parker and those guys get around those sections? You know, it's through leverage. It's about getting down nice and low, reaching over, touching the wave face, and you draw a bigger arc.
Yeah.
The more you lean over, the bigger the arc is. It's just the science of surfing.
I don't know. My dad is obsessed with this Instagram page called Pulse Surf.
Right.
And I'm not sure if you've seen it, but they've actually got a video up there of Nathan Hedgehog, who's a Northern Arabian local. And he was riding along a board, and it's on his backhand. And there's like heaps of Margot on there. There's a couple of Parko, some of Mick Fanning. And it's just kind of like old school surfing.
Right.
And it's really cool. Like sometimes if I go for a surf or before I go for a surf,
watch that.
I will just watch it.
That's cool.
Because it just like psychs me up, and it's like if they can do what they're doing
back then
on that board,
yeah,
I can do that on this little
That's
board that
cool.
I'm riding.
I love it.
It's really cool. And he just always, like, every now and then he'll send me a little clip from them, and it'll be like, you know, this is a perfect bottom turn, or
sure,
you know, this technique is beautiful on your backhand, or if I'm working on something and something pops up from them
that's cool,
that correlates, he'll send that over to. It's really cool. You should
good.
check it out. It's
Pulse,
awesome.
Pulse Surf on Instagram.
Yeah, Pulse.
I'm gonna check it out. It sounds like it's right up my alley. But
Yeah, you'd love it.
Old school stuff and retro. The thing about all that old footage and those guys is that, you know what, their technique was really perfect.
Yeah.
Because the equipment wasn't so great back then.
Yeah.
So they really had to have a perfect technique. And, you know, flow also was a big part of the criteria back then. I mean, back in the 80s, it was actually the 20-minute heats, best 4 waves with 6 surfers in the heat.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty rad,
That's so rad.
It was like
gosh.
everyone weighed about 60 kilos because it was just a marathon
Yeah.
to surf a contest. And if you surf 2 or 3 times a day, you can imagine. That's 12 waves that you got to count, you know, for 3 heats.
Wow.
So it was pretty wild. And then it went to best 3, and then it went to best 2, and I believe in the future it'll just be the best one wave.
The best one wave, yeah.
It's coming to that natural pinnacle.
Yeah. I hope not. I like best 2.
Yeah,
it works.
And so do I. I mean, it's for consistency, but then everybody's striving for excellence as well.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, there's already some contests around, like the Australian Board Riders Battle. You know, they use the best 1 wave.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's some other formats around also moving towards that concept. But, it's going to be interesting to see if that happens in the future. We are down to just on 2 minutes remaining. Freya Prum needs a 9. She can do it. It's not out of the question, and she's got priority, and she's going to take the left-hander on this one.
Yeah, so Freya is up and riding, so we're going to stick with her. Beautiful jam off the top for her first turn. Is she going to get another one? She does. Wow, beautiful surfing, and she gets straight back up there again, and she manages to find an inside section. Wow.
Well, she kind of figures that it's at least an 8, isn't it? You got to be thinking, that was beautiful. And she needs a 9 to advance. Who knows what Luana did on the other side, but take us through this one.
First turn is the money turn. She goes, boom, straight up there vertically. And again for her second one, she manages to find this inside section. And, I mean, she rode out of that, and she liked it. You can see that in her body language. She's gone, yep, that's a score. I know that, but wow. It was a bigger wave. She surfed that to the best of her ability. We're inside the final minute, so we could see some things being shaken up in this heat.
Wow, that could shake things up like a martini.
It could, yeah.
So what did Luana do on the right-hander? That's the big question as well. She already had a 5.5 as her second best wave. We know that Freya was chasing a 9.0. She looked really happy with the ride. Obviously, it was the best wave she caught in the final. So she there's an old saying I remember we used to say it all the time.
She got an 8.9.
Oh my goodness, are you joking?
Wow. 25 seconds remaining.
And she needs a 4.1.
Wow. An 8.9.
And look at Luana. She's just going to stick to her like glue, and
That
she's
is
trying to
so
get over there
crazy.
with about 15 seconds remaining. It'd be interesting if Freya Prum could find a little something here. Where is Freya in the lineup?
There's a wave coming.
Oh, my
We
goodness.
got 10 seconds.
This is going to be a nail-biting finish.
Wow. So this is Luana. She's having a look at this one. She's going, I'm going to try and better that 5-5. So she's racing that first section. Beautiful finishing carve or maneuver for that one. And Freya falls off.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
I wonder what Freya, I wonder if she got to her feet. No, it looks like the agony. The agony and the ecstasy that is pro surfing. I tell
Yeah.
you, let's break down the replay for Red.
Yeah, so she's beautiful first carve for that. Oh no.
She may have even got that score if she comboed that.
I think she would have.
And here's Luana. Did Luana improve a 5-5? Well, it's a nice little turn,
Yeah,
but I
I
don't
don't
think
think
so.
so.
So, Freya's fall at the end of that ride may have been the difference in semi-final number one. But what an incredible battle that was.
What
for
a
our-
nail-biting finish.
our first heat of the day. I hope you enjoyed that one, folks. And semi-final number 2 will be coming your way. You're watching the Mothernest Great Lakes Pro. This is a QS 1000 event on the World Surf League. We're going to throw to a commercial break. We'll be back with more action from semi-final number 2 right after this.
Good morning, guys, and welcome back to the Mothernest Great Lakes Pro. It is the finals day down here at Boomerang Beach. I mean, it's a beautiful day today. We've got great waves. It is True and Tezza down here in the booth. We've got semi-final heat number 2 out in the water. Who have we got, Tez?
Yeah, thanks, True. It's semi-final number 2. It came down to a real nail-biter, but it was Luana Silva from Hawaii going into the final. Congratulations. And one of these young ladies will be joining her. It's either Leila Rikabuano from Hawaii in the red or South Africa's Sarah Baum is in the blue. So this is semi-final number 2. You're watching the Mothernest Great Lakes Pro.
That last heat was a bit of a nail-biter finish for that one. Freya needed a 9-point ride. She gets a beautiful left. She got an 8.9.
Yeah, and then she was needing a 4.1. She went up on the back end, hit it pretty sweetly, went up for the combo on the back end and caught the edge on the way
Yes.
down. And I really think that was probably the difference between the two girls at the end. There was nothing in it.
Yeah, there was nothing in it at all. I mean, Freya's comeback was, I did not expect it. I didn't expect her to come back like that so quickly. So, I mean, you know, the fight and determination that Freya has is incredible. And,
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't rule her out of any other event. She's looking hungry and she's looking sharp.
Yeah, she's surfing as good as ever. And as I mentioned, she was in South America last year chasing some valuable WSL points on the rankings. So she is going to be a real threat this year. That is for sure. Sarah Baum up and riding.
Yeah, Sarah's up and riding on her forehand. A bit of a check snap for her first one. She floats that other section with a bit of a nice kind of drift on that one, and she just goes, yep, I'm out of here. I'm going to get straight back out there. So Layla is sitting out there with priority. We've got 21.5 minutes remaining in this heat. Coming up next, though, we do have the men's semi-finals. The first semi, we've got housemates Kai Warner and Harley Ross, and the second semi is Billy Stamin and Elliott Parata Reid. Looks like we're going to head to a post-heat interview, Tezza. Who we
Yeah,
got?
that's right. We've got the winner of the previous heat down there. Of course, Luana is down there with Jessica. Jessica, take it away.
And here we go with the first semi-final heat winner out there, Anna Silva from Hawaii. Luana, you just said you weren't really expecting to be this far, but you've been absolute class act this whole event. How are you feeling after that heat win over Freya Prom?
Definitely have a lot of confidence after that last heat with Freya. She was ripping all event, and I was just happy to take that one out.
Yeah, it was really nerve-wracking for everyone watching as well. Right to that very last second, you both got a wave on the hooter, so congratulations, you surfed so well. And speaking of going into the final, you weren't expecting to be at this position. You may have to verse one of your good friends from Hawaii, Layla. So how do you feel about, would you rather verse her or would you rather verse Sarah Baum, someone you're not really that great mates with?
I think it'll be super fun to verse Layla. We've grown up surfing together since we were 7, so I think it'll be a really fun final.
And only 15 coming into this event. How do you feel about managing the nerves from heat to heat and finding yourself in finals on final day for this QS?
I always try to keep calm and just focus on my own game plan. Sometimes I get a little distracted, but I'm so happy to be in the final.
Great. Any last words for your supporters as you go on into the finals later on today?
I want to say hi to my dad, my brother, Coach Kahea, and everyone for watching back home. Thank you.
There you have it. Super class act there from the Hawaiian surfer. She will be up against the next semi-final heat winner later on today. Back to you guys in the box.
Yeah, nice one. Thank you very much, Jessica Grimwood. Having a talk with Luana, of course, Anna Silva, the winner of the first semi-final from Hawaii. Only 15 years of age. Is that right?
15.
Or what she's saying, 15 on the rankings. No, it can't be. Is she 15 years old?
I'll have a look.
If she's 15 years old, that is even more of her.
I know.
That's even more of an incredible achievement for someone so young. So for now, though, it looks like Sarah Baumi's out in the lead with a 4.5 and a 2.75. Layla Rikabawana, also from Hawaii, she's locked in a 2.5. She's looking for a 4.75 to try and take the lead. You're watching semi-final number 2 here at the Mothernest Great Lakes Pro. So we're just jumping into the WSL app. We don't have the greatest reception in the webcast truck here. It's a bit like Hitler's bunker.
Yeah.
It's pretty hard to get anything through. It's impenetrable. So we're down to just on 19 minutes remaining, but stoked to have you with us on our final day here at the Great Lakes Pro. And a big shout out to Mothernest Health Products. They are just really changing the game as far as using natural and pure ingredients, all sourced from here in Australia and then packaged up and sent right around the world. Thank you very much to Mothernest, inspiring greater health in not just surfers but everyone worldwide.
Yes, 100%. I mean, they've got some beautiful supplements as well. I'm a team rider for them, and I mean, it's incredible what they're doing. They've got the women's multivitamins, the daily stress relief, the Vita Collagen, like you were saying, the Omega 369.
Yes.
You know, so they've got so much stuff. They've also got the Propolis Manuka honey lozenges. And I found that they were really good for me, like whenever I have a sore throat or if I'm talking a lot, like doing this, I'll always chuck one in and it'll soothe my throat, make me feel a lot better.
Okay, Mothernest, we need a packet of those.
We
things
do,
in
yeah.
the commentary booth.
It's got some eucalyptus in it as well, so it leaves like a fresh minty taste in your mouth too, which is so nice.
Make sure you check them out online, Mothernest, folks, and look for them by name and reputation, of course. So we're down to 17 and a half to go. A little wave there for Sarah under the priority of Layla. So Layla only needing a 4.75 to take the lead in this one. 17 and a half to go. Just a couple of sort of foundation scores to get rid of the early nerves and get the grease off the feet and just settle in a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, there's still so much action left in this heat. We all know that Layla, she's been dropping some pretty big scores in her previous heats, and here she is up and riding on her backhand. So she's going to put that one straight up there for a beautiful first turn, and again for a second one. She's hoping to find a little inside section. Unfortunately, she can't. But, I mean, just like yesterday, that board is looking spicy and it has so much pop in it.
Absolutely.
Both the colour and in the turn, so it looks incredible.
Yeah, here she goes on this corky epoxy. You can see it riding so high on the wave face. It's rare that it actually even gets buried underneath. It's kind of gliding on top of the water, and that's the beauty of having an epoxy board in these smaller waves, is that it stays above the water, doesn't sink down and lose its speed, and it just you get a lot of forward momentum and speed out of it. I guess just what you are sacrificing is a little bit of carving as well, because the old
Yeah.
PU, the old resin surfboard, used to sink into the water and bite into the wave face a little more.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's a totally different way of surfing when
She
you're on
was-
a
she-
po-
Sorry, you go.
yeah, when you're on epoxy
Yeah, yeah.
compared to PU.
Yeah, she was actually telling me yesterday that she was meant to get a PU in that, and then
Right.
instead they made her an epoxy in that board.
And it worked out okay.
And I said, well, I think that might have been a bit of a blessing in disguise, because that board is looking so good under your feet.
Sure.
And you're looking really strong. And she's like, oh, thank you so much.
She's a lovely girl.
She's
Yeah,
so
I was there when you were
nice.
talking to her actually
Yeah.
yesterday. And I asked the same thing. I said, that's epoxy, right? And she said, yeah, it is, And
Yeah.
we're like, wow, that thing goes so good for you. But she locks in a 5.0. That's going to turn the heat. So now it's the Hawaiian in the lead, looking to upgrade a 2.5 low score. And Baum is out there looking for a 3.01. So Sarah Baum, of course, representing South Africa, but now living in Newcastle. And Layla Rikabuana, of course, representing Hawaii.
Yeah, I'm just still trying to look to see if Luana said she was 15 or she was ranked 15. Well, Sarah Baum, beautiful turn for her. She's going to take that one all the way through. It looks like Tezza.
Wow.
Wow, really great surfing.
Yeah, big hit there from Sarah. She probably would have liked to have got another manoeuvre in the middle of that wave,
Yeah.
but she kind of got a little stuck at the top. Let's break down the replay. Big first turn. Wow, the commitment on that. And then she fell out of the lip, lost a bit of momentum, but did so well to get back around it. And then right at the end here, bang, just on the coping. That's a little finishing manoeuvre. That's maybe the best wave of the heat so far. In fact, it is with a 7.25.
Wow.
Sarah's backhand is a real weapon. I mean, if she takes off on a left-right pick, she's going to, in competition, she'll always go right.
Oh, 100%.
'Cause
And
she's-
I actually ended up just finding it. So she's 15. She
She
turned
is.
16 in May.
Wow. Isn't that incredible?
2004 she was born. So 15.
Wow.
16.
That is even more incredible. This is, of course, we're talking about...
Luana.
Yeah, Luana, of course, Anna Silva, who won that first semi-final against Freya Pram. So we're down to 14 minutes remaining, and it's Sarah Baum in the lead now, looking to upgrade her 4.5. Layla Rekabuana with the priority chasing a 6.76, but Layla has been dropping scores in that range pretty much for the whole tournament.
Yeah, she definitely has. I mean, the Hawaiian surfers that have made their way over to all the Australian contests, or I guess the Australian leg in general, have all been super impressive. I mean, I'm surfing against them and I come up against them. I'm like, okay, I've got to bring my A game. I've got to be 100% because, you know, they're going to do everything that they can to make these heats. So I've got to make sure I do the same. And it's really cool to, you know, surf against the Hawaiians or people from New Zealand, South Africa, the US. We saw someone from French Polynesia, a couple of Indonesians as well. So it's cool to be able to surf against people internationally and kind of see where you and your ability lie in that as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's really cool.
That's right. And that's why a lot of young internationals come out here to Australia as well, is to measure themselves up to the Australians, because, you know, for a long time now, Australia, particularly Australia and Hawaii, have been really at the forefront of this sport of surfing. But now, of course, it's truly global, and
Yes.
there's not many places in the world where, you know, that surfing, you know, haven't penetrated. I was hanging out with the guys in Surf Club de Viana in the north of Portugal last year, and they had some pictures of a little island off Africa where the kids, basically there was no surfboards on this island, but there was little waves that used to hit the island, so it was near just off the coast of Africa. And anyway, these guys went out there for a holiday and took pictures of these kids riding these bits of wood. So they wasn't
No
even
way.
surfboards. No, they just got driftwood and they just kind of half sort of rubbed it on the road and shaped a rough kind of surfboard shape, and were just
Wow.
like. And these little kids are riding, and they didn't even have any clothes on. So
Wow.
they're just nude riding bits of wood on
That's
an
really
island
cool.
in the middle of nowhere. And I'm like, wow, that must be one of the last places that... So what they did, Surf Club de Vienna, was really cool. They got all second-hand boards, 30 or 40 boards, and they went out there and they did a big surf school
Yeah.
and left all surfboards at the island. So
Oh,
it was-
wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was a really good
That's really
project.
cool. I love hearing stuff like that because you know, you're spreading your passion and your love of the ocean and of surfing across the world. I remember one year, I don't know, I think I might have been 14 maybe, and I was actually in Bali, and I'd taken a couple of boards over, and one of them I'd taken over, and it didn't really go that good. And as we see, Sarah Baum up and riding on her backhand on a beautiful right-hander. 2 really nice first tags, and again for a third. So she's looking like she might better that 4-5 if she can get a finish on this one. So she's going to take that one all the way through. She's still looking for that inside section. Unfortunately, it goes just a little bit flat on her. So she's going to get straight back out there with 11 minutes, 20 seconds remaining.
Okay, back to the end of your story.
Yeah. So I had a board over, and it didn't go that good, really. And I think it was a DHD, and it was kind of getting a little bit too small for me. And we had made friends with this Indonesian family, and they had a little girl surfer over there, and she didn't really have a proper board. So I actually ended up giving her one of my boards.
Awesome.
And she was so stoked. We got a photo with them all, and
Yeah.
it was really cool. It was I was only 14, and I was going, this is the best thing ever.
Yeah.
So every time I go back, I try to give them something or whatever that
I
is.
do that when I go to Sumatra. I used to go to Secret Sumatra every year and hang out there, and there'd always be someone that you could leave a board with. So I always take 3 boards and come home with 2, and I'd always leave the little one over there for someone. But it's nice, isn't it, to share the stoke of surfing? That is for sure. We are down to about 10.5 to go. 6.0 for Sarah's last wave. So she's extended her lead over Layla Rekabuano, who's now chasing an 8.25. Layla want to watch out. Don't give Sarah too much room to move, because she's going to end up in combo land.
Yeah, give her an inch and she'll take a mile.
Absolutely. She's such a classy competitor, isn't she, Sarah? She's been around for a long time, really experienced a campaigner, and she had a bit of a crack at the Curly a while back, and then she laid off for a while, and here goes Layla, and that's not really the way that she would have been hoping for.
No.
With priority now going back to blue. There's just under 10 minutes to go.
Yeah, well, I mean, Sarah's gone, you know what, I'm not too phased about her getting that 8.25. I mean, I might just go and try and better that 6. And so it looks like Sarah's sitting on a completely different bank to Layla, and that could play out in Layla's favour. I'm not sure. But we do have 9.5 minutes remaining left in this heat. So we will see who's going to match up against Anna Silva in the final coming up later on today. Layla had a bit of a look at this one, but Sarah's gone, I'll take it. So Sarah is punching it down the line. She's gone, I'm a little bit too deep. I'm going to kick out of there. So
it was almost a defensive move from Sarah Baum there, where she saw that Layla was interested in the wave. She had priority, and she said, no, I'm shutting you down on it. So that's a psychological kind of a move, that one. As I'd like to say, a defensive move,
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, rather than an attacking one. So we're down to just on 9 minutes remaining in this second semi-final. Coming up in the semi-final number 1 of the guys, we have some incredible talent.
Yes.
Of course, in the men's division, we got Kai Warner from, luckily, you're not going to be commentating that one.
Oh, thank goodness.
You'd be a blithering mess.
I would be a blithering mess. I mean, Kai and Harley are like they're my people.
Family, of course they are. There you bro. So Kai Warner will take on Harley Ross, all Northern Beaches, that one. Kai, of course, from North Narrabeen. Harley's from up at Avalon, isn't he?
Harley is from Kelkel.
Oh, from Curly. That's right.
Cuba.
Of course he is. That's right. Curly United. And then you've got the New Zealanders. Billy Stamin will take on Elliott, Parata Reed. These guys chug around together. I remember Billy and Elliott were hanging out and travelling together when they were in a Kike last year.
No way.
Yeah,
well, speaking of which, Kai and Harley are actually staying with each other, like literally just behind us.
How is that? That's a couple of blokes that they're hanging out together, as we see. This is our current heat leader, Sarah Baum, again, just trying to get rid of her low score, a 6.0. Layla Rekabuano from Hawaii. That's her. She's just looking back at her coach on the beach, just going, this didn't really go to plan so far, but with 7:45 on the clock, she can turn this heat around easily.
Oh, for sure. I mean, there's so much time left in this heat, and that's the beauty of having the 25-minute heats today, because you've got that extra 5 minutes. Sometimes if you have 20-minute heats, it's like, if I had that extra 5 minutes, I could have got this or I could have got that. So having that for the girls is awesome. And then going into a 30-minute final is even better. You've got so much more time left and so much more opportunity.
And, of course, the event's gone, to man-on-man or two-person heats for the girls. So here goes Layla. Layla really needs a good wave to get herself back into the mix.
Yeah, so she's up and riding on her backhand. Unfortunately, that wave runs off without her, so she's going to kick out of there and hand priority back to Sarah Baum with 7 minutes remaining left in this one.
Big shout out to Mothernest, of course, a brand that was established back in 1996, only uses premium quality, pure and natural Australian raw materials to produce premium health supplements. If you want to take on the world's best, you've got to be operating at 110%, and Mothernest is inspiring better health in surfers right around Australia and the world. Thank you very much for their support. This is part of the Vissla New South Wales Pro Surf Series, event number 2. Of course, from here we go to Avoca.
Yes.
A big shout out to the gang at Vissla. Of course, their brand has a heavy environmental focus. You can see that through all the stuff they make. Their boardies are made from coconuts and plastic bottles. They got a range of environmentally better components throughout their wetsuits. The use of organics and hemps in their shirts. They use plastic bottles to make their woven shirts, all that sort of stuff. So thank you very much to Vissla. Not just worrying about looking after surfing, but looking after the environment as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's such an important factor, I guess, for surf brands, especially at this point in time as well, because everyone is so focused on, you know, reducing single-use plastic with whether it be the Hydro Flask keep cups or your Hydro Flask drink bottles or whatever that is. I mean, everyone is hooked on these Hydro Flasks. I am too.
Yeah, same here. I've got one as well. They're awesome.
Yeah, they're so
I
good.
put my I put ice and some water into my Hydro Flask at about 5:30 yesterday morning. Last night I got home, a girlfriend came up and I tipped it down and went, oh my God, it's still got ice in it.
Yeah, how good are they?
Yeah, I know.
That
I
good?
couldn't believe it. It was like, I don't know, 15 hours.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Yeah, really good.
Same
So-
thing with me yesterday.
Okay, so we're down to 5.5 to go. So it is Sarah Baum is in the lead with a 7.25 and a 6.0. It is the Hawaiian Leila Rikabuano. She has been one of the standouts of the tournament. I must say that this semi-final has not gone Leila's way. She's really looking to try and get some momentum in this heat. And thus far, she's been on struggle streak, really.
Yeah, she just hasn't really been in sync with the waves like Sarah Baum has been. You know, she's kind of, I feel like she's been busy on the not very good waves instead of busy on the good ones. But here she is up and riding on a really nice looking left, really beautiful carve back to the foam for that one. And she tags that last section nicely. So she's gone, okay, I'm going to get a couple waves under my feet. I do need that 8.25, but I've got 4 minutes, 40 seconds remaining. I'm going to try and chip away at that.
Yeah, and have a look at that frontside snap, and then she just keeps the momentum going into the next turn. A little love tap to finish off that one. This may be up there with the best wave so far, but she had, 5.1,
Yeah.
so just her best wave. It has reduced the equation a little bit. Now she's chasing an 8.15 to advance, and Leila is well and truly able to score those kind of numbers on one wave, but ideally she'd like to break it down by improving on that 5.1 on the next ride.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, sometimes you just need to break it down and make it easier and go, okay, I need an 8.15, but if I get a 6, I'll only need a 7. Or if I get a 7, I'll only need a 6.
That's right.
So you just need to make it easier for yourself and in your mind as well, and be like, okay, I'm not going to focus on that 8.15 because maybe there isn't that out there today. You know, we did see Frey get an 8.9 in the heat just before. But I haven't seen a wave like that come through yet on the screen.
Okay, so coming up next, the semi-final number 1 in the guys division, of course, Kai Warner from North Narrabeen taking on Coco's Harley Ross. And semi-final number 2, it's an all-Kiwi affair. That is Billy Salmon taking on Elliott Parata Reid. So kia ora to all of our friends tuning in. Chur, bro. Yeah,
Well,
I love that whole Kiwi accent. I think it's pretty cool.
it's
Oh my
awesome.
goodness, look at this.
Wow, Sarah. Wow, beautiful first snap for the surfer in blue. Hopefully she'll get another section to this one. She's pumping her way through. She's eyed off one, but she's gone, I'm not going to make that, so I'm going to get straight back out there. So just the one turn for Sarah. But there's still 3 minutes remaining. Leila is sitting out there with priority, needing an 8.15. So we'll see what her strategy is in the last remaining 3 minutes of this heat.
I like the commitment to that first turn from Sarah here. Like you said, it was a shame that she didn't get really anything. It was a bit of an unrewarded finish to that ride, but the opening manoeuvre was pretty strong there from Sarah Baum, and she just jammed off the bottom and threw it straight up into the lip. So, you know, that's pro surfing for you. You take a risk, you get a reward, you make the move, you get the score.
Yeah, 100%. And I was actually just realised that for the men's, there's 100% going to be a New Zealander in the final, and there's 100% going to be an Australian in the final.
Wow, okay, cool.
So, because there's 2 Aussies against each other and 2 New Zealanders in the semi-final number 2. So
okay, so we're guaranteed of Kiwi and an Aussie final at this point. That's good news. Okay, we're down to 2 minutes remaining. Layla Riccobouano needing something special. Unfortunately, that one here at North Boomerang is going to shut down on Layla. That's not going to be what she was hoping for. So we're just under 2 minutes remaining. She's still chasing an 8.15. Looks like Sarah's last wave didn't go in the top two. It's fallen under that 6.0, which is her second best score. So let's see what happens in this last 1 minute 40.
Yeah, I wonder if Sarah is going to go over and sit on Layla. I mean, in the last 24 minutes, I guess she hasn't been that aggressive or that offensive, I guess, in the sense that she hasn't been sitting on Layla with her priority. She's kind of just given a bit of room. So I wonder if she's going to go and sit on her and stop her from getting any waves in the last
By the look
minute.
of Layla, that's exactly what's happening. Layla's going, I'm heading up into the north end to try and find myself an 8.15. Sometimes up in that northern corner, that's where the best waves are coming through when we had a lot of swell. So the best bank on the beach is actually up in that northern corner. But when it's smaller, it's... Oh, there we go. That's interesting. This is just a pack of dolphins. Thank goodness.
I saw the one. I was like, hang on a
so
second.
did I. I was like, okay. No, when you see the curved fin, that's a good one.
Yeah.
We don't want the little triangle, that's for sure. But 45 seconds remaining. The heat's still open. Sarah, of course, dominated this with the 7.25 and a 6.0.
Yeah.
Layla Riccobouano on the comeback here, needing an 8.15 with 30 seconds to go. Can she do it?
Yeah, well, she's having a look at this one, and Sarah's going, I'll take you that. I'll leave you that one. I don't think an 8's on it, but she's going to carve her way back to the power source for this one. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like she will get the link up for that left, so she's going to try and get another wave with 20 seconds remaining in this one. I don't know if she's going to manage to get that, but I mean, what an epic campaign for the Hawaiian surfer.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's been absolutely on a tear. I mean, a semi-final finish is amazing.
It is, and unfortunately things didn't go her way in this second semi-final, but throughout the tournament, Layla Riccobouano really proved that, you know, she is a force to be reckoned with throughout 2020 on the World Surf League. So that is a wrap on semi-final number 2. You're watching the Mothernest Great Lakes Pro, so our final has been decided, and it's going to be a pretty good one coming up a little later on today.
Yes.
Okay, we're going to throw to an ad break. We'll be back with the men's semi-final right after this.
High Seas wetsuit with ridiculous rubber.
Oh, bogged, eh?
Nah, mate, just parked.
Why are you parked with your wheels so deep in the mud?
That's just how I park.
Mate, we've got a...
Parked!
Righto.
New Amarok V6 Canyon. The power to handle what others can't.
Good morning. Welcome back to live action here at the Mothernest Great Lakes Pro. We did just see Sarah Baum taking the win in that women's semi-final number 2. So we have the confirmed finalists for the ladies, Sarah Baum and Anna Silva, out in the water right now. We have the first semi-final for the men's. Number 1, Kai Warner versus Harley Ross. It is myself, Jess Grimwood, in the booth with Michael Crispy. How are you this morning?
Yeah, good morning. Finals day. Excited. We were surfing till dark last night, but it's great to see the waves, and this is what it's all about. Semi-final action up and riding. This is Kai Warner, Northern Beaches of Australia, v Harley Ross. Again, the Northern Beaches. The North is really shining.
It is. So Harley representing Curl board riders, I believe, Cuba. As we see this replay here of Kai, North Narrabeen surfer up and running. Just a quick little 1-2 hit off to kick off his semi-final campaign. I feel like I've seen the level of surfing lift once again, Crispy. We spoke about it all day yesterday as the guys were vying for their positions in this finals day here on Sunday. And I've seen this level of surfing and the level of focus just really dial in this morning. Everyone looking really, really sharp, and that's why they've made it all the way here to finals day and looking for that champion crown at this point, Crisp.
Yeah, it's really, you could say, if someone makes 1 or 2 errors, that's the ball game for them. They've really got to tick every box, preparation, quick start, finish those turns, take those moments and really execute them top to bottom.
Absolutely. So just the opening score there for Red Kai, a 3.50. They are 25-minute semi-finals out here, and we'll roll into both finals 30 minutes this morning. So still plenty of swell on the horizon, and you can see that wind was a little bit stronger early this morning. It's starting to back off again. We've seen that happen every day here at Boomerang. The wind just dies off late into the morning, and we see the conditions start to glass off. So still really beautiful looking little A-frame peaks up and down the contest area. But predominantly I've seen the lefts still today, Crispy. There are a few sneaky rights, but I've seen especially the women really capitalising on those lefts. We saw some big scores going down. Freya unfortunately bowing out, but banked herself an 8.90 on the left, losing by 0.1. The Hawaiians really in form. Luana just outclassing her in those early heats this morning.
Yeah, definitely. I was watching that one on the beach, and Freya synonymous with, you know, big moments and making some great podium bursts last year, and even this year, great result at the Carve Pro. But with Freya, she got the big score, then needed a small one, and that if she made that last turn, that was that one moment she was sitting in the final against her buddy, Sarah Baum.
I know, it was really
so close.
Yeah, I heard the beach commentator call it a clutch moment, and it was literally on the buzzer, the last turn. All she needed to do was ride out of it, and just unfortunately just not having enough speed to bring that turn down. But commiserations, congratulations obviously to Freya and Layla. Really great campaigns here. They will be finishing it off in 3rd position, but the first finalist confirmed for the day, Sarah Baum from South Africa, and Luana Silva, the Hawaiian. But at the moment, you are watching the men's action unfold. Kai Warner has been probably one of the standouts for me in the men's draw since day number 1. When we had the few pulses of bigger swell at the start of the week down towards South Boomerang, he was banking himself excellent scores, 8s and 9s from right out the back of the bank all the way through the inside. He just looks so sharp and so relaxed in these type of conditions. And you were speaking about yesterday him taking a year off, a bit of a breather year, and I think he went into a labouring position perhaps, maybe just getting appreciation for the dollar.
Building
and now,
the house.
Yeah, building houses, and now he's back and he's back on tour, and he looks really, really fresh and sharp, but not to be outclassed by the man in blue, Harley Ross, as we pass down to winner of the last semi-final with True Starling. It is Sarah Baum. Take it away, True.
And Crispy, so we're down here with the previous heat winner. This is Sarah Baum. Sarah, both you and Layla have been on a tear throughout the whole event. How are you feeling coming up against her in the semi-final?
Yeah, I'm excited. She's been throwing some pretty big scores, and I've been getting a couple little fun ones, and yeah, it's just going to be good to just go out for 30 minutes and just have a bit of a surf, and hopefully we'll have a bit of a back-to-back battle. But yeah, I'm just excited to get back out there.
Yeah, and you know, has your strategy changed from yesterday, seeing as the waves are a little bit smaller, or are you still sticking to the same strategy? You know, what's going on inside your head?
Yeah, not much has changed since yesterday. Mentally, it's just it's pretty wide bank out there, so I'm just trying to keep busy, and it's kind of nice with priority. Like, it doesn't really matter who's got priority because we're all pretty spread out, and yeah, it's kind of just whoever's in the right spot at the right time, and yeah, it's still some really fun waves.
And how are you feeling physically? It's been a pretty long event. Are you feeling a little bit drained, or are you still keeping your energy levels high?
Yeah, I'm a little bit drained just because it's been a pretty big week, but I'll have a bunch of water and a banana, so just refuel, and yeah, get back out there and I'll be good as new.
And is there anyone you'd like to say thank you to or hi to back home or anything like that?
Yeah, just hi everyone. Thanks for watching and thanks for all the support. And yeah, hopefully we get you some nice waves in the next one and put on a show.
Well, that's Sarah Baum. She's coming up in a couple of heats' time in the final against Anna Silva. Back to you guys in the booth.
Thank you very much, True and Sarah. So a little bit of insight there to what goes behind making it all the way through to the finals on final day. It is a long week for the competitors out here having to keep their focus really dialed in, especially against the field like we've had show up for both the men's and the women's QS 1000. You are watching live action right now. Mothernest Great Lakes Pro here on the north end of Boomerang Beach. 16 minutes 40 seconds on the clock here in semi-final number 1 for the men. It is Kai Warner in the red, out in front of 3.50 and a 2.5. Harley Ross patiently waiting with priority, waiting to open up his semi-final campaign. We've seen him do this also in the last 2 heats that we've watched of Harley's. Crispy, he's waited really patiently, almost down to the 15-minute mark or sometimes towards the 11th or 12th minute, and he just takes off with a bang. We saw him bank an 8.75 at the halfway mark of his last heat yesterday, and then just all he needed was something small. I think he only rode maybe 2 or 3 waves, but really capitalizes on those set waves when they roll through. So I think that's kind of his game plan. I don't feel like that's a nervous move under strategy for him at all. I know when we feel other people through this part of a situation where they're waiting patiently at this point, it's kind of a nervous feel, but Harley looking really solid as we see Kai up and riding on his backhand, Crispy.
Yeah, inside one. Under priority for Kai Warner. Already banked in a 3-5 and well, a couple of turns on that one that was left running from Harley Ross. He's looking really composed. He sticks to his plan. He's done a lot of years on the QS, so he knows these waves here at Boomerang Beach, multiple. There's that main peak that we've been on the last few days, the last 5 days, where that left-hander comes in, bowls off that north end, and then shapes up and really comes off that sandbank. And there's so much sand out there. At low tide, you literally could play football on there. There's just a nice flat ground of sand and really creating a great basement for the wave to stand up. But what we love from the get-go, his speed and power. And talking with the head judge, and as we see a replay, Kai Warner just starting to build his house. And this is their different strategies going into the heat. Just keeping busy, and here we go. Right on tap is Harley Ross. He just comes out of the gates, and Luke Reading, head judge, and we're just talking about the surfing, and one of the standouts of Harley Ross getting the biggest score, one of the biggest ones yesterday, that 9.65. As you can see live on screen with the replay, he gets up there so vertical and kicks so much power, and that's a main ingredient of a big score. Big hit, big turn, big score.
And as you were saying, he's just so competent at maintaining the speed through those flat sections and bumps. It has still got a little bit of that morning sickness across the face, Crispy. And you've been calling him the Formula One speed master for the QS over here in the men's side, and he's just so clever at using his equipment and his body to maintain the speed through those flatter looking bumpy sections out there this morning. So interesting to see what he kicks off with for a score on that one. I think it's going to be a similar score range to Kai Warner's opening ones, but there we go, a 4.85 for Harley's first ride, and it is the man in red at the moment in the lead, just with a 4 and a 3.5. So Harley, he's going to go back out there. He only needs a 2.65, but I have to say, judging on, as you've been calling it, his composure under heats, I think he's going to wait for a set, and it looks like, it's hard to tell from the focus-in view on the screen, but it looks like the guys have found themselves a little bit of space between each other in the competition area, Crispy. There's still plenty of peaks on offer, as you did know we enjoyed a few little glass-off waves yesterday afternoon with contest director Adam Huben. And there we go, Harley Ross up and riding again on his backhand.
Yeah, I think he's pushed down to that left, and as you can see on the inside, there's that deep section that Harley just took off on. And then to the right of the screen, the southern end of the North Bank, there's another left, and that's what Baum was doing. In her plan, she sat under priority, and she just stayed away from the surfer with priority. When the athletes have priority, you can't cross their line, you can't disrupt their scoring potential, otherwise you lose your best wave, your second highest wave.
As we see Kai hunting down this right-hander, he's found himself a nice little bit of open face to work with, and look at the speed he's generating. Goes to the rail, And I think that was a great looking 3-turn combo. Perhaps going to go into his scoreline there. It had a little bit more spice and a bit more speed than the other rides we've seen so far. But we'll wait to see what the judges are dialing in at with just over the 12-minute mark. We do have an all New Zealand affair coming up.
Yeah, that's going to be exciting. These guys have been, well, tearing and biting at the chomps. And, well, Billy Stamin, well, he's no stranger to podium bursts and clutch moments. And then Elliott Parata Reid, he has been strong and on song.
He has been, and there you go. Last wave score for Kai, a 5.50. So the previous ride for Blue Harley, it was what he needed momentarily, a 3.20. But Kai answering back with that right-hander, a 5.50 and a 4-point ride, sees him in the lead here, and Harley now chasing a 4.66. But with priority, I think we haven't seen one of the biggest sets roll through here yet in this heat, and perhaps about to happen. There are still really nice looking waves coming through here this morning. Here we go. Kai Warner up and riding on his backhand, negotiates the first few bumps and waits for this thing to wall up on the inside. Has to float the section because it's just running off through the inside of that bank like you were talking about. There's a lot of sand in there, Crispy, and that one just not quite walling up. It was looking like it was going to shape up, but he's going to get back out there. He was under priority, so no harm done there for the man in red. Kai Harley Ross holding on to priority, only chasing the 4.66 at this point, and plenty of action still. We're literally at the very pointiest end of the Mothernest Great Lakes Pro. We have the women's finalists locked in straight after the men's semi-finals, and we'll go on to the men's final to cap off what's been an amazing event here at Boomerang Beach. We have absolutely scored for a qualifying series event, wave-wise, Crispy, and we've just seen such a great international field turn up. And notably, Anna Silva has been so impressive. I was calling her a class act of surfing. She's only 15, second time in Australia. She's traveling with her mum. I feel like she's got this kind of look on her face where she didn't realize she was going to be really at this level of performance for herself, and she's found herself in the finals. Her surfing is so strong. I did a little bit of social stalking before in our little break, and she just has clip after clip, forehand and backhand attacks, so solid in big waves and small waves, and I feel like she's really going to be such a suitable competitor for Baum to really measure up against. I think Baum has a lot to bring in her power game as well. So if we can see both these women step up to the gates for the final later on today, I feel it's great looking morning of action ahead of us, Chris.
Yeah, definitely. So welcome all those live around the world, WSL app, also via our www.surfingnewsouthwales.com.au, our state branch. CEO Luke Madden and all the crew do an amazing job. Adam Huben, all the work crew, the judges, the beach crew, they're here setting up in the morning, and then, well, at dusk, when we pack up, we gargle the salt and have a little wave as well. And don't forget, visit newsouthwales.com. The beautiful beaches, the beautiful coastline of Foster Tuncurry. And again, great support from the locals, the local business communities. They're all enjoying a little boost of injection of finance. And here we go, talking about injections. That is Harley Ross Webster. And again, in the lead is Kai Warner, keeping busy and sticking to plan, whereas Harley Ross just really patient, and that one just didn't manufacture the score required, the 4.66 out of a perfect 10. So he will have to reset. 8.5 minutes. He will be looking, still plenty of time to get a moment or two or a couple of waves, but he will need to strike. So adding a bit of pressure, even though he's composed with his paddle, he's just letting Kai know, I'm still here.
Yeah, there's a lot of tactics that play out quite subtly, I feel like, in a heat. And you can kind of, if you really dull your eye, and you can see the little glances sideways to each other and that full competitive nature really unfolding here in the semi-final. While we have a break in the waves, we will take a moment to thank, of course, Mothernest, brand established in 1996 and producers of premium health supplements, of course, coming on board to support this QS 1000 for the men's and the women's, and Vissla running the New South Wales Surf Pro Series. Moby's, a local business, as Chrissy was talking about, really coming to town here and supporting these guys is a great move because they have been here every morning with the bacon and egg rolls and the coffee, and of course providing accommodation for all the work crew and a lot of the competitors. So Moby's just here behind the beach at Boomerang. We have Destination New South Wales, of course the official airline partner Air Asia, running the Air Asia biggest aerial manoeuvre in all these events, and Volkswagen Surfing New South Wales. Of course, no text, no Rex. There you see on your screen Billy Stamin, the New Zealander in the red, just quietly making his way all the way through to this semi-final. He will match up against fellow countrymen Elliott, Parata, Reid. Two very different kind of approaches to competition as well, I see in those Kiwis. I feel like Billy is quite the grey man, very quietly spoken, just making his way through very politely, but out of the water, and then in the water he's an absolute smiling assassin. And then you see Elliott, I feel like he's a bit raw around the edges, a bit more of a character around the competition site, a little bit louder, and then also absolutely lethal in the water. So it's going to be a really, really nice matchup for those two guys out there. I'm sure they've had plenty of heats together, and it'll be great to see who takes the win. As we see Harley Ross up and riding, he's chasing a score as we go towards the last quarter of this. He's found a little bit of a pocket to work with on his backhand, and there you go, the speed master himself from Curl Board Riders up and riding. He's only chasing the 466 Crispy.
Yeah, that's going to come close. Like the first transition turn, and a big medium wave as well. So nice face, nice and steep. There's coping that he can really bang out his top turns. And again, finish that last one. It leaves that moment in the judges. Did he get the score? Well, yes, he did. 575. They like it. Just under the good range. Needed the average, and he did that with a bit more. So now takes the lead, Harley Ross Webster.
I feel like that's a great breakdown of scoring too. I think the judges are really tapped into this morning, because we saw Kai Warner's 5.5. There was a 3-turn combo. It was on his forehand, if you remember the right-hander just previously.
Not as steep, but
nice.
Steep,
little section, little bit of flare, and then you saw Harley's a little bit steeper. I feel like that second turn from Harley was really that 0.25 of a difference, and then he also had the consolidation on the end. So it just shows you, if you compare those waves, really, really tight surfing, really great judging. As we see Kai up and riding on his backhand, finds the pocket, really nice big backhand attack there, second turn, and goes for the third, really throwing a lot of weight through the end of that third turn too. So there you go, answer back, Crispy.
Yeah, well, the judges are down there live, and look at this. So sets the pace. I love his timing. Right in the pocket, waits for the moment, and then in rhythm with the wave, and he's attacking, and just got a bit caught up with that end one. So the judges are right down there. International panel, Luke Reading, former tour specialist as well. And we've got our Japanese and all our international judges there. Drew Courtney, a former tour surfer. So the panel is great. The panel knows, and they all surf too, and they all rip. So
yeah, they do rip. They do all rip. And there you go. That last wave score for Kai, 7.35. He takes the lead as we go towards the 4-minute mark here in this first semi-final of the men's. Really great little exchange from the man in blue and red, and Kai getting the better of it. I think maybe just that level of judging, and the score on that wave just lifting a little bit more. He had no adjustments between that backhand attack for Kai. That's what I could see anyway, in my opinion. Obviously, just our opinions here from the commentary box.
The flow. So remember, the speed, power, he's just ticked all boxes, the flow, and that's why he's got the score of the heat, and he's taking the lead. So now Harley Ross, he doesn't need to go to the shop at 7-Eleven. He needs a 7.11, the 7-Eleven to advance.
He does, and he's holding priority, so it's a real advantage for him. As you see, there we go, the Kiwi man, Elliott, Peralta, Reid. How's the haircut on him as well? He's got the full bowl cut with the shaved sides going on.
Mate, it's all about budgeting these days, and, he wants to do a Voca, and that was the sacrifice.
The hairdresser sacrifice. I think it's working for him with his crazy little character he's got going on at the competition scene. So it's going to be another great battle coming up for the second semi-final of the men's. At the moment, it is the man from North Narrabeen, Kai, out in front in the red. He's got a great entourage and support crew traveling around with him as well. I saw a lot of the guys and girls on the beach with him through all of his heats in the last few days, and obviously really getting him in the zone, and he's feeling the vibes at the moment with the 7.35 and 5.5 out in the lead. Harley Ross, however, just chasing that 7.1 7-1-1. And here we go, another bigger looking set coming through the north of Boomerang here this morning. Both surfers having a little look at that. It looks like it could be a little bit tricky out there this morning to pick which wave is going to really hold up through that inside section. I've seen a lot of the sets roll through for the women's first semi-finals, and we all thought on the beach that they were going to be holding up, and they just ran too quickly off from the takeoff point, and the girls just getting stuck behind. So conditions really putting these professional surfers to the test, and you are watching live action. It is the Mothernest Great Lakes Pro. Welcome if you've just tuned on in. It is Sunday morning here in Australia on the east coast of New South Wales. We're in a very beautiful part of New South Wales, the Barrington Coast, now formerly known as the Great Lakes as well. Just a really beautiful part of Australia. If you haven't made it over here, there you see on the bottom right hand corner of your screen, visit newsouthwales.com. There's bushwalking, waterfalls, amazing beaches up and down the coast, a million different kinds of wildlife here for you to view.
Yep.
Come on over to New South Wales and just check out the scenery, because it is one of the most beautiful places in the world, with 1 minute 20 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, Kai Warner in the lead, and again kept busy from the start. So his game plan is really ticking off and going well for Kai Warner. Again, similar surfers, very vertical, very fast, very accurate, and with completion, very consistent. But Harley Ross Webster, I just go back to, he's very patient. And think of those moments, the first 10 minutes, he was pretty patient, maybe a bit too, but Kai Warner has chipped away, and again, had that year off building and paying dividends. Maybe a chippy. A 7.35 and a 5.5. Kai Warner in the lead. Harley Ross now, this moment. He will get one more wave, potentially, and he's got to go vertical. He's got to pull the trigger. Rolls into this one. Here we go, Harley Ross. Looking for a 7.11. Well, the first one, nice and tight. And again, looking to finish this one. So it'd be interesting with that one. Again, the moments are in the first one. Really big and open face turn. We'll roll that to the judges. 20 seconds remaining. Jess, what do you reckon?
Oh, I love when surfing comes right down to the last 10 seconds before a hooter, and you see a score roll in. There you go, a 6.40.
Wow.
He needs a 6.46 now with 2 seconds on the clock. It looks like the man in red is going to hold on to that semi-final. So exciting to watch surfing unfold like this when it goes from hit to hit for the gentleman out there. But it is the man from North Narrabeen in the red. Unofficially, it looks like taking that first semi-final out. Stick with us. We have plenty more action coming up with semi-final number 2 of the men's in the Mothernest Great Lakes Pro. We will be back with you very shortly in the commentary booth. See you soon.
Alrighty, welcome back to finals day, and this is semi-final two New Zealanders, Billy Stamin versus Elliott Parata Reid. And well done to Kai Warner taking a win. He's through to the final first. Well, he'll share a prize booty of $4,000 for the men's division and the girls. We'll see Sarah Bourne take on, well, the De Silva from Hawaii. And, well, welcome back to the box. It's Boom. He is back for finals day, been on the beach. How were those first exchanges of the semi-finals for the girls on the beach? Live scores.
Yeah, the girls had it tough at the start of the heat. Went a little bit slow on them, but 5 minutes in, it just pulsed, and they've been really, really fun waves since then. I got to witness Kai Warner just absolutely destroy one.
Yeah,
what did he end up getting for that? I couldn't
nailing it. 715.
715.
So, yeah, and he got it done. You know, he had Harley, as you can see, nice little paddle battle. And remember, priority judge. First is, it goes back old school when you think about priority. On the inside of a multiple peak. So still no one, we've got the guys, priority is now with blue, so he went for that. So that was a priority change. The guys have got a quick wave, 2-5 for Billy Stamin. These are two New Zealanders, and I'll tell you what, they love each other as countrymen, but when you're in a heat with your best mate, it's game on.
Yeah, interesting story this morning, because that was the same situation in both heats.
Yeah.
The first heat we had
That's
Kai
right.
and Harley, who were staying together.
Yeah, Northern Beaches.
Yeah, and this heat we got two countrymen. And all of them very, very similar attacks.
Yeah.
It seems like it's the battle of the backhands today.
And I think, remember about speed, power, flow, you had Harley, speed and power was so critical, but you just had, he kept busier, Kai Warner, and that strategy worked for him. It created more opportunity. You get more waves, you've got more opportunity to get bigger scores, especially when the waves, it's dulled off a bit, not as many big sets. So again, the period has dropped 8 to 9 seconds, whereas yesterday was 11 to 13 seconds, providing a bit more power, a bit more energy in the water. So Kai Warner created that energy to make it happen.
Looks like both of these guys are going to use that strategy too. They've already been pretty busy in the first 5 minutes. Couple of scores on the board, just little ones, and we just saw then
smidgens.
Yeah, tiny little bumps.
And I like to say, yeah, just warming up. You're starting the motor, you're getting the cobwebs off, you're getting your feeling, but there's nothing like starting with a heat with a 5 or a 6 or an 8, and here we go.
Here we go. Hopefully Elliott can do that for himself now. Huge float over that section, and became really light-footed when he landed and blitzed that end section.
2 for 1 deal.
Massive.
Mark Phelan, an old legend from Bungan, Northern Beaches, 2 to the beach. Alrighty, 20 minutes remaining, and that was Elliott Parata Reid. Let's look at this fresh air replay, thanks to the crew. And again, Elliott Parata Reid just floats over, nice lateral turn as he progresses through, but that was the money jam. And that last one really drifting, critical coping on the wave. And again, go back to Harley Ross Webster's. He's 6'4", he needed a 7'11". He needed to go to 7'11". And he just needed that wave to really give him that coping to seal the deal. And it just drained out. Whereas now, Elliott Parata Reid, he opens with a 6. So good score, good start. Elliott Parata Reid takes the lead.
That's a solid way to start a heat. Put a 6 on the board. It's probably not going to be your best wave in a semi-final.
No.
You're not looking for a 6 to be your main score, but that's a really solid backup.
And these guys share, like, they get third, $1,000. Not a bad payday. Thank you to all our great sponsors, Mothernest, the Great Lakes Pro QS 1000. Thank you, WSL. Thank you, Visit New South Wales, Surfing New South Wales, all the officials, and again, the athletes. Yeah. Star-studded, over 130 athletes from around the globe. The Japanese surfers are still here. They're free surfing. They're getting time in the water for next year and for Evoca coming up.
That's a massive thing, isn't it? Making sure you know all the spots. I just know from surfing yesterday. After the comp, I went out. I'm thinking, oh, it looks fun out there. And then when I got out the back, it was actually quite punchy and a little bit harder to surf than it looked. Gave me a massive appreciation for how good these guys really are.
Oh, it was great surfing with some of the crew. It was a good vibe out there. The flags weren't up. We put them down, so Everyone was taking their turn, showing a bit of respect to the locals. And again, talking about respect to Kambali Cafe. How's these fresh air coffees?
Mate, they are unreal. What a little drop-off we just had.
Mate, they're bacon and eggs, and also their Indonesian, modern Australian cuisine. Amazing. So check it out at Bluey's Beach. That's a stone's throw of the South End.
And here we go. Looks like Blue's going to go left. Yep, we're here with him now. Nice carving snap to start. It's always nice to be able to sink a little bit of rail in and then blitz a bit of flair at the end of it. Drive that tail a little bit harder.
Well, do you reckon Elliott, Parata, Reed? I reckon Elliott's had a look at Kai Warner's last heat and he's wrote it through notes just like his. Keep busy. He's found the spot.
Yeah, he was just trying to put more pressure on Billy, I think, and he's done that. He's got himself a 3-5. Billy's just going to sit out there and wait for the one.
Righty, 17 minutes remain. Elliott, Parata, Reed in the lead, a 6 and a 3-5. Billy Stamin, a 2-5, requires one wave, a 7. Achievable. Billy's been dropping 6, 7, 8s, 9s up and riding. Takes this one. He likes the random rights that come through. A nice vertical hit and then uncharacteristically bog rail.
I haven't seen him fall off all event.
And this is finals day. That's what happens. 1 or 2 moments. He's got time to reset. Here is heat leader looking to extend.
Clean looking wave. 2 jams. He's going to look to finish this one. A nice slashing carve.
Slash. I love that.
Was a slash, wasn't it?
That's the difference. You got your roundhouses, your cutbacks, and then you've got your grab rails, and then the slash. Good call.
Yeah. Well, here we've actually got a click. I'd call that one a click, a tar, and a slash all on the same wave.
And then a kick out. Exit stage left.
Yeah. That's some people's favourite manoeuvre, the kick out. I know if I was watching clips with my mum.
Best bottom turns on your kick out.
Yeah, definitely. But I'd always be so excited about a cutty I did or something, and she would just freak out on me kicking out of a wave. Oh, that was cool. That was exciting. Mum.
Or you get a tube, and there's the rest of the wave, and you're that frothed. You just, just got tubed.
Yeah, you don't care.
Kai Warner, he got tubed yesterday.
Yep, hell one. That was a sick little
deep
drainer.
cover. I think that was one of the best tubes of the event. This is day 5. Mothernest Great Lakes Pro, QS 1000. All those online supporting the New Zealanders as well in this New Zealand heat. And it just happens. They've taken down the International Fair and the Aussies. Here we go. Elliott, Parata, Reed, up and down. A 5-1-5, that last one.
He's
the
just
boom that crashed the opera.
So busy. And Billy's
back.
wall out the back. Pretty quick, Billy is. He doesn't really miss sections. And you could see there, he was actually wiping speed on that first turn. Sort of just trying to stick with the power source. Still made it a functional scoring manoeuvre, but he was just trying to set himself up for that second section. Wave didn't cooperate. Here's Elliott's one. Yeah, that one not giving him too much.
Well, nice one. Look at this one, Billy. So as you said, the transition between turns, really pushing 2 quick turns. Elliott wants to know, where's my coffee? Kambali. 14 minutes remaining. No, he wants to know his score. He's in the lead. By how much? He needs to drop a 5-1-5. His good one is a 6. But Billy Stamin on the heels at 4.9. We are going to last heat's winner, Terry McKenna. And he's down there with Kai Warner from Northern Beaches, Australia. Tezza.
Thanks, guys. It's finals day here at the Mothernest Great Lakes Pro QS 1000 on the World Surf League, and our first finalist has been determined. Kai Warner, North Narrabeen. Congratulations.
Thanks, mate.
First WSL final for you, mate.
Yeah, stoked.
How cool is that? You got to win one now.
Yeah, I know, hope so.
I mean, you come to the contest with 2 goals in mind. One is to make the final. If you make the final, you feel like, I really achieved my goal. But then when you actually qualify for the final, you start thinking, now I've got to win this thing.
Yeah, no pressure. I've just been having fun all comp, so just go back out there and have a bit of fun.
It looks like that the backhand's been really working for you, mate. All those years growing up at North Narrabeen is paying off. Last time we were actually speaking, you won the Australian Junior title up at North Stradbroke. Hadn't seen you for a while since then. You took a year off last year.
Yeah, took the year off. Had a bit of an injury and stuff, so start fresh this year. So
quite often people come back from injuries and have the best results of their life, mate. Congratulations and good luck for the final, eh?
Yeah, thanks, mate.
Alrighty, that's Kai Warner. Back to you guys in the booth.
Yeah, thanks Terry McKenna, the super radio commentator. He's with that first finalist, and that is Kai Warner from Northern Beaches, taking down his good mate. He sent packing his bags, and Harley Ross Webster, commiserations, equal third.
I have to say, and I don't know if
Aussie
I'm allowed to
versus
say
New
this,
Zealander.
but I thought just the form throughout yesterday, I thought whoever won that first heat was probably going to continue and take out the rest of the event.
Love it, Boom. That's the feeling.
Yeah, that's exactly how I felt. Harley and Kai just seemed to be hitting the lip that hard, full commitment, and picking the absolute eyes out of the waves. Kai was doing 5 turns on some waves when other people were struggling to do 2.
He's progressed through, he's kept the motor humming, he's stepped up where it's needed, he's adapted, he's kept busy today. This is where he's going to shine in the final.
Yeah.
Well, the rest of New Zealand disagree with you because there's 2 New Zealanders up and they are fighting for a spot in the final. Currently leading a charge, Elliott, Parata, Reed, a 6 and a 5, 1-5. But how's when we were interviewing Elliott yesterday, just talking about Raglan, all that practice, Mount Moganui. Such a talent pool of New Zealand surfers, and also coming over to the Gold Coast and all the beaches doing the QS grind. And as we said, Kai Warner, part of his training was stepping back, getting clear and resetting, a bit over surfed. And that's what these guys surf junior series from, the Woolworths Groms comps, the Pathway board riders, all the way to pro juniors. They can surf literally from 6 years of age, these junior comps now, all the way. You get to 14. That's 8 years on tour on the junior series.
How often do you see that? People take a year off, come back with a vengeance.
Kelly Slater.
Yep.
Mick Fanning. Parker. Back from injury.
John was an interesting one, though, because I feel like he might have disappeared a little bit when he was 16 or 17.
Yeah.
Took some time to himself, because he was always going to be something special.
Yeah.
He took some time out of the limelight and then came back with a definite vengeance. He was next level next time you saw him on the world stage.
Well, here we come down to clutch moments and talk about it. Contest director, 25 minutes. It was great for the athletes. Again, this is finals day. There was 6 heats today. We are down to 3 remaining. 1 more spot for the final for the men's division. The girls is already decided. South African Sarah Baum versus the Hawaiian Anna Silva. Here is Elliott, Parata, Reed in the lead, a 6 and a 5, 1-5. Billy Stamin looking to compose a 6-2-5. He's got priority 2, so he's got to try and sell a wave or hope for a flurry of 2 or 3 waves in a set.
It looks like he's sitting right on Billy here. You can't see it from the
it's high tide.
webcast. You can't really see from the webcast how big their playing system.
Yeah, just see live cross there. That is from the birdcage, and that is Sarah Baum, one of our finalists, getting prepared. Again, so focused. Here every morning. Got a partner here, and good nutrition, good water, watching, looking for adaptions, because there's a couple of spots where you can get the gold, and this is what it's about. This is the final up next. Sarah Baum, and again, Luana Silva from Hawaii.
Yeah, and Sarah's backside is insane. That first turn she did on her 7.5.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. I don't know if it came through in the webcast, but I was down on the beach, and her bottom turn felt like it went for 3 years.
Yeah. Yeah, she held it. It's
Yeah.
like she counts. She's on the bottom. 1,
Mississippi.
2, 3.
2 Mississippi.
Yeah.
3 Mississippi. Oh, yep, now I'll whack it.
Yeah.
But how nice is that on your backhand? Having the time to do that.
We had a few last night, but yeah, the girls dominating
Yeah.
proceedings, even in the free surf yesterday for the Commentators Cup.
Yeah. Who had it?
Terry McKenna, he tells me, because he went somewhere else.
Yeah. And yeah, he was
He
giving,
told me he got tubed.
giving himself 6s and
Secret
7s.
location. That's why you have to visit newsouthwales.com.
Yeah. You don't know unless you know. Here he goes.
Wow, well, really going for a high-risk manoeuvre. Again, would pay the dividends with the judges, but high risk. And
Yeah,
that
not-
was a
not
low
paying-
reward when you don't roll out with that turn.
Not paying off for him there. I'm surprised. I think he doesn't seem like himself. Maybe semi-final nerves have gotten a little bit to him, but he's been so composed all throughout yesterday and obviously throughout the rest of the week.
Yeah, definitely. He was here this morning, here on Sunrise, got some good waves and was just attacking and really shrapling out there
Yeah.
on those waves, free surfing.
I think what he needs to do is just go sit out the back and wait for the one. He only needs
Yeah.
a 6.25 and he's definitely capable.
And look at Elliott Parata Reid. When we talk football, it's like he is the front row or he's the lock. He's just locked in the scores. Whereas Billy Stamin, I feel he's like the dummy half.
Yeah, he's your playmaker, isn't he?
Here he goes. Racing down, nice speed. Is he going to fly? Well, just nice little
Drifty.
tail flare, but again, incomplete. So that is that on the range, that low range.
Yeah, he didn't quite get that
0
ramp.
to 2.
The ramp that he wanted. You can look, it sort of went back out to sea on him. Didn't push him back out into the flats. Not
Yeah.
that I'm an expert, but I have watched a fair few of them, and
Yeah.
that's what it seemed like.
And he
happened.
got a bit caught. You could see his fin on that replay. Thank you to the cool crew of Fresh Air Broadcasting. The production, amazing. Live beaming around the world, WSL lap. And that, his fin just got caught a bit. Just a bit of a twang on the whitewash, and that's those moments. There's still a couple of moments remaining, 6 minutes. So again, because there's no real game changers, there's Elliott Parata Reid, 6 and a 5-1-5. And some of the scores, the last quarterfinals in the round of 16, they were hitting up the 16-17 range of the combos out of 20. So again, really dictating that high tide, the waves dictating the scores, and it's these athletes that have really got to, the wave selection, combine that with some vertical attack and get that ending coping for a big score to take it to the pathway to the final.
Yeah, I
Up
guess
next.
I guess it is tough for the judges to give big scores because being down on the beach, you can see bombs, and there's definitely the opportunity for these guys to get those 8s and 9s. Here's Elliott just using his priority. Wow, through the kitchen sink at that thing, and just coming unstuck. He was super close to a full rotation then.
He
Just wasn't
threw
able to
his
stick it.
hands up. It's like he just threw up the flowers at the wedding. All the confetti goes up, and then just, I think the bowl cut. How was that? It'd be great to see that in a really cool slow-mo.
The
new bowl cut.
Yeah, that's unreal. Probably was spinning perfectly like a pirouette, like a 2-2. The 2-2 cut.
Well, welcome back all those watching online around the globe, especially over New Zealand. Well, New Zealand is going through to the final, we can guarantee that. But is it Elliott or Billy Stamin? Currently blue in the lead. Elliott Parata Reid, just wave selection and execution. The key in these moments. 4.5 minutes remaining, but priority is with Billy Stamin. And again, won Burley QS last year.
Yep.
And
He
took
also
down some big tour veterans. He's had great ISA.
The Crewy.
The Crewy.
Did he win that one or second in that one?
He got the final, so
Yeah. That's where that's the first time I really noticed how mental his backhand was. He was lightning fast at that long left in Crewy.
and on Instagram and this morning.
Yeah.
You're only as good as your last wave, and this morning, tearing.
Yeah. What about, I just want to know your thoughts, because you're a coach, aren't you, Crispy?
I am. Surfing Australia.
I'll have to get back to that.
Yep. Live
Here he
action.
is.
Billy Stamin.
Crack. Huge first jam. And
Whoa.
Blitters the second one. All right, so you're a coach.
Yep.
I want to know what you would say to Billy if you had an earpiece in his ear? What would you tell him to do right now?
Well, if he had an Apple Watch, I could text him.
Yeah.
If that was legal. But Billy Stamin needs to finish that turn. He finished that turn then. That was a 6.25. He got the wave. Look at the replay. Nice and vertical. Jammed it in. Just do 2 turns on a good wave.
And that's the difference between that slash and the click I was talking about before. That first turn was definitely a click. And I think that's a feeling thing. That's what it feels like to watch. It's what it feels like to do.
Yeah.
Where a slash, you're driving, you feel like you're actually slashing through the wave. Click, you're just timing it nicely, clicking it in the pocket.
And this is an outplay of pressure as well, as we see our Hawaiian. Look at this, up next. That is our finalist, Luana from Hawaii. Oahu, Anna Silva, the 15-year-old, taking on Sarah Baum.
And here he goes. Knows he needs a 6.25.
I reckon he's going to the air. One big manoeuvre. There it is. Backhand air reverse, but coming back round to neutral. That is Billy Stamin. Is that enough? It wasn't a full air rotation or a air reverse. Let's just have a look at the replay. What do you think there, Boom?
Yeah.
He went high.
It's going to go close. Not quite a big projection. He showed control where he went backwards and was able to spin out of it nicely. Here goes Elliott doing his own version of one on his forehand.
How's the spin around? So again, aerials, 0 to 10. Smaller one, completed, but really lateral. And that's what the judges now, that airs are such an innovation in the criteria. Innovation, speed, power, flow, vertical maneuvers above and below the lip.
Yeah. So we didn't
just like a carvy spin.
Yeah, we
wasn't corked.
Didn't see the bottom of his board.
Yeah.
A lot of the time, judges like to see the bottom of a surfer's board when they're rotating through the air, and like you said, wasn't projected off the lip. It was sort of projected towards the beach.
So that would fit in average. They would probably sit that around a 4.5, and there it is. Doesn't replace his 5.15, but still in the lead. And what it does do, he held that position, got that wave, because he had priority. So Billy Stamin hands him back the keys. So the key's still on the table, but time is the enemy in that mad minute.
I actually think Billy's got priority.
He does have priority. Red has priority. So he's handed it back because Elliott took that wave, but it took that opportunity away from Billy. But Billy needs to finish his turns. One big explosive turn or an array of combination of turns for Billy. A snap and an air.
Snapping an air, I'd be saying to Billy.
That's what I'd be saying.
Billy's backhand's that tidy, I'll just be saying
2 hits.
2 big hits.
Yeah. A left and a right. Here we go. On a random right again. And see wave selection, a key component. He is out of rhythm, and you can see with his body language as well. Haven't seen him fall off for 5 days, a couple of years, and that's what the pressure of the finals do.
It is a different kettle of fish, isn't it, finals day?
There it is, your New Zealander. Tied some great waves and 2 great athletes. So Billy Stamin will take it equal third with Harley Ross Webster bowing out of the event on finals day. And we have our final matchup.
How awesome. Elliott Parata-Reid and Kai Warner.
Wow.
Any
Australia
predictions?
v NZ. Well, I think you were right on the money. You went with your heart. He's been blowing up. He means more. And we'll be back after this great break. The Mothernest Great Lakes Pro. And we've got the women's final up next. That is going to be a big one. Hawaii versus South Africa. Back to you shortly.
We're not perfect, but we sure can do our part to minimize our impact on our precious ecosystem. Visla's sustainability program is an ongoing mission to keep creating and innovating in order to help keep our waters clean and use less resources to make good products better. It's a long journey, but even small steps can get us to our destination. Join Visla on their mission to protect and serve.
And welcome back, everyone. It is finals day of the 2020 Mothernest Great Lakes Pro, this QS 1000 event on the World Surf League. Of course, we got the first of our two finals in the water, and I'm joined, of course, by True Starling. It's Tez McKenna. Tez and True taking you through what will be a great 30-minute women's final, True.
Yeah, an awesome 30-minute women's final. We've got in the red, Anna Silva, and in the blue from South Africa is Sarah Baum, and it looks like we're going to go to a post-heat interview with Crispy and the winner of the last heat, Elliott.
Hey, Tez and True. Well, I'm with the first finalist. Well, you are through Elliott Parata. Congratulations on a great semi-final heat, and for New Zealand and yourself, congratulations.
Yeah, thanks. That was pretty grindy. I knew it was going to be real grindy. I started off with a couple, or like a 6, and then I got a good wave and stood on my leg rope and felt like I couldn't really do a turn. But yeah, I felt like I hassled Billy pretty hard, but I don't know, I look up to him heaps, but when it comes down to competing over here, I'm going to do what I have to do. So yeah, sorry, Bill, but
well, I'm sure he'll do the same thing. Now, talk us through your equipment and your game plan as well, going into that semi-final for your final berth here at Boomerang.
Yeah, in my opinion, Billy's probably the most talented surfer in this comp at the moment. So I knew that I just had to be smart, pick good waves, get better waves in them, and hold them off when I could. And I'm riding a Piazal Radius. This thing's a bit of a magic. I've put it on ice, but no, it's going pretty well, so pretty stoked.
And talk us through the grassroots of New Zealand who are cheering you in the final. Keyhole board riders.
Keyhole board riders, yeah, here we go. We got the speech bubble. It says stock. We'll just leave that at that. And Keyhole, Piha, Aotearoa, we hit.
Well, all the best for your preparation. Drink some water. You've got a 30-minute final. Any tips? What are you going to look for?
Yeah, the backhand hangers, mate.
Good luck in your final 30 minutes. Elliott Parata, back to you, Tezza and True. Wow, these finals going to go off. Women's first, and then the men's.
Thank you very much, Michael Crisp down there with Elliott Parata. And what a great moment for Elliott. He's been slugging away on the Kiwi for a long time, and he's made the final. Kai Warner, of course, your little buddy from North Narrabeen,
yes,
also in there as well. Kai was really candid in his interview. He was just almost shy kind of thing. It was really weird to try and he just said to me, there's no pressure. But I tell you what, there's no pressure on this young lady. She's checking her watch as she finishes a manoeuvre. What a classic. So Sarah Baum is out to an early lead in the women's final here at the Mothernest Great Lakes Pro.
She's looking super strong on her feet. I mean, she's already got that 5.25 and a 4.25. Luana still hasn't opened up her account yet. This is a 30-minute final, so we're, 6 minutes down, 24 and a half to go. I mean, there's still plenty of time left, and we all know Luana is capable of getting some pretty high scores. But Sarah is looking super strong on her feet. It looks like she's trying to, go back-to-back. She just won the Maroubra event, and now she's like, you know what, I'm looking for a big win here. And, coming into Avoca, that would bring a lot of confidence for her.
Absolutely, yeah. She is on a real tear. She's been training the house down. She living now in Newcastle, originally from Durban in South Africa, of course, back in the day. And she had a full-on assault on the QS many years ago, and then she had a little break, and then she's come back strong. And this second time she's come back with all the training and the technique and experience that she has. She's really turned into a dynamite competitor. And, of course, on the flip side, we've got Luana. She's only 15 years of age.
15.
Yeah,
So, wow.
Sarah, Sarah's, well, she'd almost be double that, I guess. She'd be pushing 30.
Yeah.
So around about 23 and a half minutes remaining. So it's a battle of youth and experience in the women's final here at Boomers.
It is, isn't it? I mean, for a 15-year-old, Luana is a very polished surfer. You know, she seems like a seasoned veteran. You know, she's just able to, her wave selection is impeccable, or it has been impeccable for the past 5 days. I mean, her surfing is super polished, really clean, nice and crisp. You know, she's had no bubbles in between each turn. She's had heaps of flow. But Sarah is just looking that little bit more aggressive, a bit dominant as well. You know, she's looking for that win. But Luana seems to be playing the patience game in this final for the women's.
Absolutely. I always thought that there was two different approaches. One is this scramble that it is to get into the final. So you're always trying to, battle everyone to get there. And once you actually get there to the final, I think that it's a different strategy altogether. And I like what Luana's doing here. She's really playing the waiting game and realising that, I mean, Sarah's got some nice little foundation scores in there, but, these are not the kind of numbers that will win a final.
Yeah.
We're probably looking at 6, 7s and 8s really for those, those winning numbers.
Yeah, a combination of 16 points and plus, you'd think.
That's right. So, interesting tactics here with Luana just playing the waiting game. She needs a 9.5. Of course, Sarah's already got 2 waves on her, so she'll be able to break that down. Effectively, she just needs to stay on point against her opponent. A big thank you to Mothernest, of course, our major sponsor. They started way back in 1996 and only used premium quality, pure and natural Australian raw materials to produce those premium health supplements. Thank you very much to Dave Mumford, all the guys from Mothernest, inspiring better health, and we're super stoked to be working with them here on the World Surf League.
Yeah, it's very exciting. I mean, all of their supplements are incredible. It makes your body feel like a little bit more energetic. You feel healthier. You just feel cleaner in yourself.
Unfortunately, unless you live in a rural areas of New South Wales or around Australia where you're next to a farm, unfortunately, most of the food that we eat these days is nutrient deficient. Very important to have supplements. Okay, Sarah Baum, nice little snap.
Beautiful first turn, and she's going to carve it back for a second one. She's looking for that inside section, and she gets one. So I think that could be on her way to her best wave of the heat so far. I didn't see the 5.25, but I really liked that wave from Sarah Baum. So it's I think it's going to put a bit of pressure on Anna Silva as we see the replay test.
Yeah, nice snap on the beginning here. She just jams it right in the pocket there and then sets it up. Lovely little front side right with a bit of layback in it as well, the old Larry layback. That high tide is approaching at 9:30 this morning, so we're only about 10 minutes away from the top of the tide. And once that turns, we hopefully will see a little improvement during the men's final. But the high tide is not exactly ideal for North Boomerang here. It makes it a little fat and inconsistent. But the swell, when I was watching the second semi of the men's final, the swell just seemed to be still coming.
Yeah, there's still swell coming through. I think it's a little bit slower than it was yesterday, but when the waves come through, they're just as good. So, I mean, the opportunities are there. And with these 30-minute finals, there's heaps of time for both the guys and the girls to get heaps of waves. We just saw Sarah drop a 5.9 for that left. So that was her best wave of the heat so far. So that's left Luana in a combination situation.
Yeah, and you can see Luana Silva, she was just on screen a moment ago. There she is there, and she's kind of just... she looks like she's on the phone to a coach.
Yeah.
She had her hand up there. She's still got dry hair, effectively. You can see that she hasn't even wet her hair yet. So her campaign hasn't started. 20 minutes remaining, so... Well, she's lost 10 minutes in this 30-minute final and no waves for Red so far. But, playing the waiting games, sometimes they say that good things come to those that wait.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we did see that in the semi-final number 2 with Freya, and actually semi-final number 1, when Freya was in it against Luana. She waited for a really long time and then got that 8.9. You know, she did need a 9 and then ended up needing a 4.1, and she fell on that left that
yeah.
she got. But, I mean, you know.
Wonder what she got. Did you know what she got on that last wave?
No, I would say like a 3.
It'd be interesting. Yeah, it'd be 3 point something. It would have been so close. The difference would have been the incomplete manoeuvre on that.
I definitely think if she had to finish that, she had a 6 coming her way every day of the week.
Okay, so nice result for Freya Prum, but an even better one here for Luana Silva, of course, Luana Coleo Silva, with a Brazilian heritage, living in Hawaii now. There's quite a few of those Brazilian Hawaiians, you know, and it's a nice place to base yourself if you're going to have an all-out assault on the WSL qualifying series. Of course, there's a lot of great young talent coming through Hawaii. In the last couple of ISA World Junior Games, the Hawaiians have really been pretty dominating.
Yeah, well, last year, Gabriella Bryant won. She won the 18s division. I think Hawaii overall got 2nd.
Right.
America ended up winning it. Japan got 3rd.
Right.
So it was quite an eye-opener, actually, to see, you know, the talent from all the different countries and to see where Australia fit into that and how our talent pool was.
Because you were over there for it, representing Team Australia.
Yes.
And how did where did we finish up in?
We finished up 6th overall. So, which wasn't that great of a result. I mean, everyone was, like, the whole team was still in with 2 days left of the competition. And then everyone kind of got knocked to the repechage rounds. And then what happened was we all just started dropping like flies. And unfortunately, on the last day, there was only 2 people left.
And it was at Huntington, wasn't it? Surf City.
Yeah, it was at Huntington. And you know what? That was actually my first time ever to America.
Sure.
And I was really surprised by the waves over there. It was so much fun.
If you've got swell, it's great.
Yeah, we had swell. Like, it was probably 3 to 4 foot the whole time we were there.
Wow, you're lucky then.
We were so... And I had the best time over there.
It's unreal.
Yeah, it was so fun. My dad ended up coming over and, you know, we hung out heaps and had some surfs, and it was so fun.
Absolutely. When I was 19, when I was your age, I lived in Newport Beach in California, just south of Huntington. I lived there for about 4.5 months.
Wow.
Across a whole summer, and it was probably the best summer of my life.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Because we went to a lot of parties in Corona Del Mar and all those big rich houses and crazy times. And it was when Australians people never met in America. They didn't know much about Australia.
Yeah.
And we were the flavour of the month at the time. And so, it was really cool.
That's
it was a
really
cool
cool.
summer. I hung out at Newport, surfing Newport Wedge every afternoon when the flags went down. I
No
loved
way.
it. Yeah,
That's
I loved
awesome.
it. Yeah,
That's
I loved
so
it.
sick.
Little strike missions down to Baja, down to Baja, California, into Mexico. So, but here we are in the final of the Mothernest Great Lakes Pro, and this is our current heat leader, Sarah Baum, originally from Durban in South Africa. Really strong backhand, and Sarah, she won the previous QS 1000 at Maruba, the Carve Pro, and she's on her way to another victory here at the Mothernest Great Lakes Pro.
Yeah, she sure is. I mean, that second turn, she blew the fins out off the back of that wave and managed to recover so nicely. That was really, really good surfing from the surfer in blue. I mean, she is, every wave that she gets up on, it's looking better than the last, in my opinion. We've got 16 minutes remaining in this one.
Okay.
I mean, Luana, essentially, she's still got 16 minutes left, but it's almost like she's 4 minutes into a normal heat.
You can see a little bit of panic,
Yeah.
I guess, in the body language of Luana Silva. She just paddled for that last wave, and she can tell that there's almost a little bit of frustration setting in here. With she's at the halfway mark, so this is a 30-minute final with 15 minutes remaining. Luana hasn't got a wave yet. It doesn't mean that she's got the wrong tactics. It means that she's waiting for the winning waves.
Yes.
And let's see if that tactic pays off at the end.
Yeah, and I mean, Sarah just betted her scoreline. She got a 6.40 from that right.
Here we go.
And Luana's gone, yep, I will take this one. Thank you very much. So Surfer in red up and riding on a really nice looking right. She carves her way back to the pocket for this one. She's going to set up an end section. Unfortunately, she just blows the fins out a little bit too much and came a little bit out of control. So.
Yeah, she's trying to catch up, and she probably just pushed that a little bit too far. Sarah looked back over her shoulder and went, no problemo. She's fallen on that one. She's not going to get a monstrous score, but gee, that first manoeuvre on Luana Silva was just next level. She has got a great technique, this young lady, and I really think we're just seeing the for the first real time. I mean, she's won contests before and she's been around for a while, but this is the first time I've really seen Luana in action, and I kind of feel that we're going to see a lot more of this young lady in the future.
Yeah, well, she won the Phillip Island Pro last year down at Phillip Island, and she was absolutely on a tear. It was on the right down at Penguin Parade.
Gotcha.
And it was pretty junky conditions. It was cold, it was rainy, it was really wet, but she was just finding the gems inside of those waves, and I mean, she was just unstoppable that event.
Okay, she got a 4.0. She needs a 7.6, and she's found another gem here by the look of it.
Yeah, so she's up and riding on her lethal backhand. Really beautiful first turn. She's going to set it up for a second one, and she gets that one, which is nice, and she's going to do a little foam climb. Hopefully find an inside section, but she's gone off that one. So, I mean, she didn't safety surf that one, but she definitely held back a little bit just so she could get a better score under her belt.
Well, that's going to tighten things up big time, folks. Let's check out the WSL replay. This is, of course, Luana in the red. Nice first turn. Little double pump on the bottom turn. Hit that one pretty sweetly with that backwash on the high tide. It's making it a little tricky. And Luana Silva takes that one to shore. That will be her best wave so far.
Yeah, it will definitely be her first best wave, and it comes in at a 7.25. So she now needs a 5.05 to take the lead from Sarah Baum. So if I was Sarah right now, I'd be wanting to upgrade that 5.90.
Okay, so Sarah, well, she was feeling comfortable a moment ago.
Yeah.
But then 2 or 3 minutes later, Luana Silva just gets 2 quick waves in succession, 7.25 and a 4.7. She hardly broke a sweat on that 7.25. Like you said, she was almost a little conservative on it because she'd fallen on the previous wave, and you could see her nursing through those turns a little. So when she unleashes, this lady can really do some damage. So now Sarah's got the priority. She's in the lead, and she needs to improve her low score of a 5.90.
Yeah, wow. That just went from Luana having no waves 1 minute to having a combination of 11.95 the next minute.
And that's why you never panic. And she still hasn't even wet her hair, She hasn't. Maybe she fell off on that first ride. Maybe she did.
You stick to your game.
Yeah, that's right. So it's priority blue, second priority red. Red chasing a 5.05 to take the lead. Luana Silva from Hawaii taking on South African Sarah Baum. Baum's got a 6.4 and a 5.90. It's finals day here at the Mothernest Great Lakes Pro. Tezza and True taking you through, and a big shout out to our friends at Moby's. Of course, they have 1, 2, and 3 bedroom beach houses available. If you want to come to Boomerang Beach next time, you've got to call in there and say hi and check it out. Thank you very much to Moby's Beachside Retreat.
Yes, beautiful place down there.
Great place to stay and play. Here goes Sarah.
Oh, Sarah's up and riding on her forehand. Wow, really nice first turn. She kind of hits that section, this last one. That was the money turn, so she's gone, yep, I like the feeling of that one. She's going to get straight back out there. She's left Luana out there with priority, only needing a 5.05 with 11.5 minutes remaining. So Baumi was just trying to upgrade that 5.90. 2 really nice turns. I think the first one she might have held back a little bit.
I thought it was a little conservative, that check turn, but then she gives it a bit more curry on that one, and then that Sally Fitz kind of landing where she gets down low, and Sally doesn't do that too much anymore. Here's Luana fanging down the line, almost snowboarding over a little froth monster. That's not going to be a keeper there for Luana, and we'll wait and see what the score for Sarah comes through on that one was. I think it's going to be very close to her second best score right now. It's a 5.9. 11 minutes to go in the women's final.
Yeah, so here's Luana up and riding on this last left that we saw. She kind of had to deal with a little bit of chop as we just saw then. She kind of got a bit unstable, and she's like, I'm going to kick out of this one. It's not looking like it'll give me a section. And this is Sarah's previous wave. She's going to tap the first turn, but that second turn, that was the money turn. She hit that nicely, rode out of it cleanly. So we'll have to have a look to see if that went into her top 2.
Well, she's a real polished professional. That is Sarah Baum, of course, growing up in Durban, South Africa now, hanging out with another South African, Philippa Anderson, in Newcastle, and doing a lot of training and working with some of the young girls. I know she's been coaching Madison Poole, a young girl from Merriweather. So, okay, last wave scores, 6.4.
7.05.
7.05. Okay, so there it is. 7.05. That's extended Sarah's lead over Luana, now chasing a 6.2 to take the lead. There's 10 minutes remaining, and we're watching the final, the women's final, here at the Mothernest Great Lakes Pro.
Yeah, and up next we will see the men's final featuring Kai Warner taking on the New Zealander Elliott Parata Reid. That's going to be a really good final. I mean, Kai has been looking in form and Elliott has been super aggressive. I mean, his wave selection has been so good, so I'm really looking forward to seeing how that one pans out.
Yeah, it was interesting that second semi. Of course, Elliott and Billy, travel a lot together. They're kind of traveling buddies on the Kiwi. So Elliott really sort of gave him a bit of hustle in that second semi-final and really let him know, mate, I know you're a better server than me, high-ranked. Billy's already, qualified sort of for the Olympics for New Zealand. So Elliott's all like, man, I'm not going to let any of that stuff stop me from making my first WS final. So great stuff there from Elliott Parata Reid, taking on Kai Warner in the men's final. Coming up next, as we see Sarah having a look at this one. She's in second priority, so she's able to explore some options. Big thank you to our local council around here, of course, the Mid Coast Council, looking after the Barrington coastline. And for those of you that don't know, the destination brand around this region is the Barrington Coast, have kindly partners with us here at the Mothernest Great Lakes Pro. So thank you very much for their support, bringing us to the beautiful Barrington coastline, one of the most beautiful parts of New South Wales.
Yeah, an amazing part. I mean, the nature around here is incredible. There's, I feel like it's kind of one of those untouched pieces of land around here,
The last frontier.
Yeah.
That's what we like to say.
Yes.
And Destination New South Wales, of course, is bankrolling. It's the New South Wales government. It's a tourism and major events agency called Destination NSW. And, of course, they help to bring all these big tournaments to regional areas of New South Wales, like here in, in Pacific Palms and Kiama and all these little regional towns in the Tweed Coast, etc. And it really helps the economy in these local areas. Okay, right up and riding.
Yeah, so Luana's gone, I'll have this one. Thank you very much, Sarah. So she's a beautiful carve back to the pocket and a really nice tap for that second turn. She's going to take this one all the way back. So 3 turns for the surfer in red. She needs a 6.20. I'd love to see the replay on that one and see what you thought about that one, Tez.
Okay, so she sets it up for the first big turn. Great first turn in the snap in the pocket. She
beautiful.
got hung on this second one. She bogged on the bottom turn.
Yeah.
And then that wave went real flat at the end. Wow, that first turn was pretty good. She's chasing a 6.2 to take the lead. My very first thought is that it might be just under.
Yeah, she gets a 5.90.
Well, there we go. Yeah, there we go. So 5.9. She needed a 6.2. Had she not bogged on that second turn, on the bottom turn, and that wave fattened up on the end section, she wasn't able to leave the judges with that, exclamation mark at the end. You really want to just hammer home that last manoeuvre and ride out of it cleanly, and that's always leaves the judges feeling pretty good before they put the score down.
Yeah, 100%. So here's the replay on this one, a bit of a slow-mo we've got. So this first turn, beautiful arcing carve. I mean, her technique on that, she looked back to the phone, but this one, unfortunately, just gets a bit bogged. But back to live action, we got Sarah Baum up and riding on a nice-looking left. Wow, she slides that first turn, and that's the only one she's going to get. But that was really spicy. I mean, we haven't seen that from Sarah in this event yet, and it's good to see her do these maneuvers because we all know that she's capable of them. So, boom, beautiful first turn. She brings that one around. That was almost just effortless from Sarah. She's kind of just having fun with it now with just over 6 minutes remaining in this heat.
Absolutely. Sarah Baum coming off a win in the previous QS 1000 down at Maroubra at the Carve Pro. So she showed up and she blowed up.
Yes, she did,
as they say in old commentary cliche. We're down to just on 6 minutes remaining. So Sarah in the lead. Luana can easily win this final with a 6.2, and she's got a good-looking left-hander here.
Yeah, she's up and riding on her backhand. Really beautiful first snap for the surfer in red, and again for a second one, she takes that one back. She's looking to find an inside link-up. Unfortunately, that wave once again dies out on her, so she needs a 6.20 with 5.5 minutes remaining. I don't know if that will be the score or not. I mean, that first turn was really nice and sharp, so we'll have to see what the judges think about it.
Okay, I mean, I think it's very, very close
to
the score she requires. Again, High Tide is making those She got it?
Yeah, 6.40.
Wow, okay. I thought it was going to be close. That first turn was next level. The only thing about that ride was the end of it, of course, but the high tide is kind of making for a lot of unrewarded finishes to these great rides. So the good work the girls are doing on the first turn. Okay, so now Sarah in second, needing a 6.61 with just under 5 to go, and we have a game on our hands.
We sure do. I mean, the thing that Sarah has that is in her favour is she has priority out there. So if anyone that's watching and doesn't know what priority is, it means you get the pick of the lineup. You know, if you paddle for a wave, I'm pretty sure it's 3 committed paddles, and you don't get on the wave, then they can take priority off you and give it to the surfer with second priority. But, you know, Sarah is sitting out there comfortably. She's looking like she's good in herself. So we'll see where this goes. As we see Kai Warner, he is getting ready for his final coming up in just under 5 minutes. So looking forward to watching that one as we see Elliott running down as well. So Kai Warner, Elliott Parata Reid. This is the men's final coming up in just about 4 minutes.
Both of those guys had their game face on as well. They're looking super focused.
They sure did.
It's the first, I'm pretty sure it's the first final. There's our cool trophies for the Mothernest competition. There's another one there for Mothernest themselves. Of course, we'll hand that to Dave Mumford from Mothernest.
Yes.
He's here to help us give out some trophies. But again, Mothernest Health Products have been awesome. They sponsor True Starling, who's been working with me here as a co-commentator. True's a QE campaigner herself, so it's great to bring the viewpoint of the athlete into the commentary booth. So it's been great having you here, and always great having you here.
Thank you.
So around about 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go. Only the men's final after this will be Crispy and Jessica taking you through that one. And I think I'm going to come for the presentation and wrap it up right at the end.
Yeah, beautiful. I mean, we're almost done. It's like 9:40 and we've got 33 minutes remaining.
Bring it on.
The day.
A short day is a good day in Tessa's world.
Yes, it is.
And thanks everyone for tuning in too. We really appreciate having you here on our final day of this QS 1000 event on the World Surf League. It's also part of the Vissla New South Wales Pro Surf Series, and don't forget Vissla have been doing some incredible stuff as well. We're super stoked. They're independently owned and operated by a group of surfers. In fact, the main man there, Paul Nord, is a surfboard shaper, and he's, believe it or not, he's a former Pipe Masters finalist. So great to see surfers of that caliber starting up companies. I mean, they've only been around 5 years, Vissla, and they won Best Brand 3 years in a row in the US Industry Awards.
That's amazing. That's really cool.
I really like Vissla. It's a great brand. It's got a very good heart, and thank you very much, Vissla, for supporting us here. Okay, priority is blue. Again, Sarah Baum's good on the back end. She's lost the priority. And, oh, my goodness, that is a big priority error there from blue. And look at Anna Silva. She said, thank you very much, Sarah. We are going to use that as a bit of a weapon against you for the next 2 minutes.
Yeah, well, that was a major priority mistake from Sarah. I mean, it looked to me like she was going to get on that one, and then it kind of just, like, bobbled up in front of her and just doubled up, and she missed that section. So major mistake for the surfer in blue, as Luana is not going to give her an inch because she's in the lead.
Yeah, now they're going to play the old cat and mouse game, a little bit of argy-bargy in the lineup here. You've got to watch out these days. They don't have as much room to use the priority as a weapon as much as they did maybe 3 or 4 years ago. They've tightened up some of the rules around that, particularly in the ISA rulebook as well as the WSL as well. You can get a warning for unsportsmanlike use of priority. And there's also some rules surrounding what red is doing to blue. You just got to make sure that you don't affect them too much. And priority is effectively to pick the best and the best waves and to use them for your own performance. But when you use the priority in a negative way or unsportsmanlike way, you can actually get a warning. And after the first warning, the second warning is basically a switch of priority.
Yeah, wow. As we see Sarah, she was just having a look at that one. We're actually inside the final minute of this final, so hopefully a couple of more waves come through for Luana and Sarah, as we've got 40 seconds remaining in this one. Luana is still out in front with a 7.25 and a 6.40. Sarah has a 7.05 and a 6.40 as well. She only needs a 6.61.
So the girls are just playing the game at the moment. Thanks Destination New South Wales, Air Asia. We'd like to thank No Tax, No Rex, Volkswagen, and everybody involved in this contest. Been awesome. Here goes red. 15 seconds remaining. Sarah sells her that one. And is there another wave after it? Luana jams it up on the backhand with 10 seconds remaining. Is victory going to the Hawaiian? Well, Sarah Baum is on the hunt as we come down to the last couple of seconds here.
Wow, this is a nail-biter finish. I don't know if she got up into...
No, I think that's the final. That's the final. In the end, it was Anna Silva from Hawaii is our champion for 2020.
That is amazing.
So,
look at the smile on her face. She looks so stoked.
There she is. It's official. So victory will go to the young Hawaiian Anna Silva, 2020 Mothernest Great Lakes Pro Women's Champion. We'll be speaking with her at the presentation. True Styling, thank you very much. You've done a fantastic job.
Thanks, Tezza. It's good to be with you.
Yeah, also great to be back with you right after the break. Stick around, folks. The men's final is coming up next.
High Seas wetsuit with ridiculous rubber.
Oh, bogged, eh?
Nah, mate, just parked.
Why are you parked with your wheels so deep in the mud?
That's just how I park.
Mate, we've got a...
Parked!
Righto.
New Amarok V6 Canyon. The power to handle what others can't.
Welcome on back to the Mothernest Great Lakes Pro. We have the men's final in the water. Out in front of us, Kai Warner from Australia and Elliott Parata Reid from New Zealand. We did just have the drama of the women's final unfolding. And of course, congratulations, Anna Silva, the Hawaiian, just outclassing this whole field for the QS Women's 1000 and taking out the final. And there we go, the Kiwi up and riding, and Kai Warner getting off to a quick start to this men's final. Is myself, Jess Grimwood, in the commentary booth with Michael Crispy. We were out there enjoying the vibes of the final right there on the top of the stairs. How was that feeling for you watching those girls?
Yeah, it was. That's what finals are about. Exciting, changing. The lead changed, just a pressure cooker. And especially there was moments there, like even when, the winner with Luana, she took a wave that wasn't hers. She was under, and she lost priority. That's where you looked like it was all over and Sarah Baum was going to take the win. And then she composed herself, and she has wisdom beyond her years.
Yeah.
In her belt, definitely.
She does, doesn't she? The similar comments were coming out of my mouth during that final saying, she's only 15 years old. It's her second trip to Australia. Her first trip, she came over in 2019, won the QS event in Phillip Island. As we take a quick break from there, and Kai Warner up and riding.
Live action.
Here we go. Wow.
He is speed, power, flow. How was that first turn? And then again, he's really got that high risk, and he's just comfortable out there. So this is great because Elliott Parata Reid, he really hummed his way through that last semi-final. He's hummed his way to finals day. He's got in the final for New Zealand. But Kai Warner, he is a talent pack of vertical attack with his manoeuvres.
Doesn't try to force the situation either. I feel like with his backhand attack, he just looks like we've been saying the whole event, Crispy, just in flow all the time with these sections. I've barely seen him do any kind of adjustment, wobble, or any of those little hops to get through the flat sections. Always just seems like he's sitting down off a bottom hand turn and waiting to line up for the lip. So 4.75 and a 2-point ride for the man in red, Kai Warner from North Narrabeen. At the moment, it is the Kiwi just with a 2.75 in his belt. 4.01 will take him to the lead. He holds priority. We have 30-minute final on our hand and almost 5 minutes already ticked away for this final heat, the men's final of the Mothernest Great Lakes Pro. We've already have a women's champion to be crowned here on the presentation, Anna Silva. The
So good.
15-year-old Hawaiian over here. As we said, first trip to Australia, she won a QS in Phillip Island, and now she's found herself the champion of the Mothernest Great Lakes Pro here over the South African Sarah Baum. Of course, great result for Baum, and like you said,
first and a second.
First and second.
Kick off 2020.
Yeah, she's looking really solid.
Baum
and
is on fire.
she is absolutely taking the runner-up spot here. But like you said, there was that little gap where it seemed like Luana made a priority mistake and the gate was really open for Baum to capitalise on. And we saw her get a little bit of a tail slide, just a single manoeuvre on one of her rides, but just not able to close the door. Because then, like you just alluded to before, the Hawaiian just able to draw from wisdom beyond her years. As we see, Elliott, Parata Reid up and riding. I feel like he may have done a little bit of work at the start of that wave and just pumped all the way through on the Kiwi grind style for that little close out maneuver. So we'll see what that second wave score drops in for him. Who's your favourite? I know it's tricky to tell with such a high level of surfing, but who are you going to say at the end of this 24-minute on the clock? Crispy, who's taking it out for you?
I feel Kai Warner. I reckon his reset, his year off, he's got the depth now. He's got the talent as a junior Grom, as a pro junior, but now he really wants it. He's had to earn it, and he's had to earn every heat, every wave, every turn, and just his consistency, his speed, his power in his turns, and his flow in his timing, and also his innovation. Don't leave it out of the air. He bangs a couple of sixes, gets comfortable, he'll be dangerous.
Well, I'm glad you've gone with red because I'm going to go with blue, the Kiwi. I feel like he might be a little bit of the underdog out here in the final, and I just feel his energy around the event and watching him progress through the rounds has been a little bit rawer, and I feel like I'm quite attracted to that for a competitor because it makes them quite risky when they get into a situation like this. They have probably less adversity to taking a really high level of risk on wave, and I feel like he's got that in his repertoire. He's really flary. He has this whole other side to his surfing that might come out under this pressure cooker that is a final, especially against a guy like Kai Warner. Like he said, he's really solid. He's going to build his house first, sixes and sevens. He's been throwing down all event and then look to go to the rest of his repertoire and perhaps the air. So,
well, there it is. Look, Elliott, Parata Reid, your man, 4.2 and a 2.75. So that right was a 4.2, took him to the lead momentarily. Kai Warner has priority, only needs a 2.2. Achievable. That's really a get up and go for him.
Hopefully going to be probably throwaway scores in the scoreline at the moment for these guys, I'm sure. Yeah.
I was even thinking in his year off, I wonder if he built fences. You know, when you used to build a fence and you hit the nails in? And I reckon he's mastered, like Miyagi, not only the wax on, wax off, but hitting a nail is such a technique, timing. And he would be the one where he'd wait for that perfect moment and bang, hammers it.
So precision.
Precision, just like his turns. He waits for that. And look at that. There's your champ. 2020 champ. The Hawaiian. Congratulations. Great live action.
You see fellow competitors there cheering her up the beach. I think that is Layla Ricabuano on the left and one of the other international girls there on the right. So really great little group of younger surfers coming over to Australia and really dominating the scene here at the Mothernest Great Lakes Pro. She is your 2020 champ, Anna Silva. Like I said, really, really strong, mature surfing all the way through. That is why she is the champ for the women's. Taking home that QS 1,000 points towards her. Well, I'm not sure if she had a previous seeding because I know she has a junior rank but perhaps really throwing her right up in the mix there to start off the 2020 World Surf League season, Crispy.
Yeah.
1,000 points is a really important little part of the rank at the end of the year. So we'll see what unfolds for her career here in 2020. But at the moment, it is the Kiwi out in front from Piha. I saw you having a little post-heat chat with him about his board riders club.
I love equipment. Again, a pillar of the surfer, the athletes, with their ammunition. And boards, you know, adapting your boards, having your epoxies, having really good fins, whether carbon or just your set fins, whether thruster or quad. But I love just talking equipment. Such a big thing. Sam Man's a big believer in that, and so many coaches, whether it's Dog Marsh or Kingy, you know, everyone has different strategies. But you know what? You got to just try board. You got to commit to your boards and also be adaptable with the conditions and your boards and the wave heights too. Really work with your shapers. You know, so many talented shapers out there around the world, whether it's our AI or, yeah, you got Gunter Ron and so many Webster. You got crazy shapers, John Carper, all the Hawaiians. And that's, you know, look at the hub. We talked about hubs before, the hub of talent, the hub of Hawaii coming and taking a win in the QS. Well done to Luana.
Very, very strong campaign for her beginning of the year. It must be such a great feeling too to come over to another country where you've only really had great experiences. Obviously the win on her first visit, coming back for the second visit and another win. It's a really massive career kickoff here in 2020 for her, and big year obviously for surfing, as we see just under the 20-minute mark. And Elliott swinging under priority. Looks like he's found himself some space in the lineup, and a steeper looking section goes straight up into the lip. There's that little bit of rawness about him. You can see it throws plenty of spray through that second and third turn. Great looking combination there. He likes the feel of it. You can see him standing up. A little bit of a mullet haircut. Just flicking fresh out there, getting back out into the line. I think that's going to be a pretty solid sort.
Wow, well, fresh air, great replay here. And again, nice little setup. As it stands up on the bank, that was the money turn right there. Kicks the back, and how's the way he just lifted and projected over that section? That's a really tough section, as you know. It's mid-tide now, so it really draws off the bottom a lot of sand. And that's a great way to get over that ending reverb. You really got to project with speed and projection to stomp that one.
And there you go, rewarded with an 8.25 to take him straight into the lead of this men's final. At the moment, it is the man in blue, Elliott from New Zealand, out in front, 8.25 and a 4.20. Kai Warner with a 4.75 and a 2-point ride in his scoreline. He's now chasing a 7.71, but he holds priority. Still plenty of time. We do have half an hour on the clock for the final, and we're down to the 18-minute mark. Plenty of time. It's almost like a whole nother heat.
It's like
added on.
Well, it's the morning
of
the final. It legitimately is. And here we are. Kai Warner has priority and looking for a set to get back into contention. Elliott Parata read on the back of that 8.25. Excellent score, taking the driver's seat in the lead in this final. Mothernest Great Lakes Pro QS 1000. Welcome all those on the web, watching it on their app on their phone, via the web, www.wsl.com, and via surfingnewsouthwales.com.au. Don't forget, not just events and live broadcast, events for 2020. The calendar is up, the judging courses, coaching courses, and so much going on. So check it out.
Surfers Rescue 24/7.
24/7, and so many programs and wellness programs, courtesy of all the crew at Surfing New South Wales. Well, here we go, Kai Warner. The fight back. This is where he's got to consolidate and get back into contention to take a win. 2 vertical turns. And how's the way he just places that last turn? Solid, stomped, but not as attacking.
I thought it was such graceful surfing from the man in red. Here's the replay. Yeah, place. Times that first turn, throws plenty of spray off it, up and over, keeping that momentum rolling down the line. And there you go. Just like you said, placing that turn up with the lip, throwing plenty of spray off the back. Really beautiful surfing. There you go. Best wave of the final so far, 8.90. Judges loving that 3-turn combination. As we've been saying, just super in tune with the conditions here at the event at Boomerang. We are in the northern corner here this Sunday morning. It's a little bit cloudy, still really, really warm, and we've got plenty of energy pulsing on through in the ocean. That wind's just dying off, and here we go with Priority answering back, but not able to find the section. So perhaps a Priority mistake there, because he's going to lose possibly Priority unless Kai is too far down the line.
Yeah, we just you got this invisible laser beam, and it's good because you've got the boomerang north and boomerang south. So Priority judge will be looking out there. Where's the takeoff zone? It's mid-tide now. It's moved out a bit further. He lost Priority then, but then he regained it. Had a little flick on the right. And that's where you got to reset. You can see Elliott Parata read just a Priority error, but regained it, reset, and went bang. Recalibrated.
Yeah, lucky for him. And it looks like Kai's a little bit further down the beach, like you said, towards the south of Boomerang there. He's got a little bit of space from Elliott there. You see a bit of a broader shot of the lineup. It's beautiful, pristine water up in this part of New South Wales. Crystal clear.
I was going to say, it's aqua.
It's aqua.
It's so aqua. I went for our little body surf yesterday between heats, and you could just see, you don't need goggles up here. You just open your eyes, and it was so clean. The beautiful beaches. And again, thank you to Mothernest, our main sponsor of this event. This is day 5, finals day. The final right now. Already crowned the champion 2020, the Mothernest Great Lakes Pro QS 1000. Now, Hawaiian female surfer, Anna Silva. Don't forget, thank you Mothernest, thank you Visla, thank you Moby's Beachside Retreat. Don't forget, check them out at Red Grum Place. Play a bit of tennis, bacon egg roll, coffee, great steak, medium well, in the spa, and then enjoy a nice cocktail or a nice juice. Thank you Moby's.
It is a great looking little part of the coast to come up and visit. Seen plenty of people just cruising on up from Newcastle even for the day or the weekend and checking out this action. Here we go. Kai Warner, your current final leader, up and riding. Let's see a little bit of momentum, a bit of a pep in his step here in this first two-turn combo of the wave. Big hook hanger for that final maneuver there.
Similar wave to the last one. Similar attack.
I feel like this is that momentum building now. Have a look at this replay, Crispy.
Yeah, there's the first one. So he sets the pace, knows what he's got. He takes his time, but he also strikes in those moments. 2 big turns and then the finishing turn saying, and the judges are going to think about that best wave. Is it better? Is it close?
I'm going to say it's going to be quite close to that, to the last ride of his 8.9, just from my little commentary opinion in here. I think that was really well surfed. I think they love that he had a lot of energy and momentum, and there you go. 8.10. He's really creating some space for himself. He's chasing down the champion's crown. Crispy, the man in red, Kai Warner, 8.90 and an 8.10 in his scoreline at this point of the men's final for the Mothernest Great Lakes Pro. It is the man in blue, Elliott, with some work ahead of him. He has an 8.25, but just a 4.20. He's chasing the 8.76. If he wants to take home the champion's crown for 2020, he holds priority. There's just under 13 minutes on the clock for this men's final. As you said, we've already crowned the women's champ, Anna Silva, the young surfer from Hawaii, outclassing this whole act over here, international field. She's just made her way all the way through, and simply, I think Shmoo calls it a lot of the time, champagne surfing. From that young lady. She just really pulled it together.
Quality, age. Age beyond her years, just like a smooth one. So, and don't forget, Destination New South Wales. Visit newsouthwales.com. Beautiful pictures been beamed across the last 5 days. All the production crew at Fresh Air. And again, thank you. Don't forget the Air Asia. Don't forget some completed airs. We'll be announcing our winner. And Terry McKenna will be bringing forward the presentation on the beach straight after this final. The most radical aerial maneuver, $500 Air Asia gift voucher.
We've seen some huge airs go down, particularly yesterday. I feel like when those conditions were a little bit rampier and we had a light little onshore blowing, we saw the guys really take to the air. And of course, Oni Anwar took out that first Air Asia event for the start of the year at Maroubra at the Carb Pro. We have someone to be crowned here at the presentation. I'm not sure who it is. Can you think of anyone off the top of your head?
You know what? Elliott Parata-Reid, he banged out a few good air reverses. You had Billy Stamin complete some yesterday.
Jacko Baker with the big forehand.
Oh, that could be the one. You know, how high, stay high. That was awesome.
That was a great looking throw down there from Jacko. Yeah, we'll have a champion crown for that Air Asia.
And they are proud sponsors of and partners Surfing New South Wales. They won Skytrack's world's best low-cost airline for 11 years in a row. Wow. You know, if you haven't flown with AirAsia, you do have... And don't forget the free boards. No excess on your surfboards, the air surfers. So check them out, AirAsia.
And at the moment, it is the man in red from North Narrabeen, Kai Warner, 8.90 and 8.10. I think now feeling quite comfortable in that first position in this final, Crispy. Like you were saying at the very start, he may now start going towards more that high-risk manoeuvre part of his repertoire. I think we're going to see him maybe hunt down a few ramps if they're out there this morning and really start to throw a little bit more tail and a little bit more flair through the end, because I'm sure he's wanting to try and post some excellent scores up towards the 9s and 10s.
You look at 2 excellent scores, and this is what finals are about. This is what your preparation is for. 5 days, you must peak in the final, and Kai Warner is currently there, 8.9 and 8.1, but Elliott Parata-Reid, no stranger to big scores and big clutch moments, has an 8.25, so still within distance, an 8.76. It looks a bit like just a bit more from his first wave, or those 3 turns on a really good wave. So wave selection, vertical attack, completion. That's what Elliott Parata-Reid needs on a wave to take the lead.
So it looks like at the moment he does have priority. I'd say that the ball is in his court. I feel like that's a real advantage going in under the last 10 minutes of a heat, because you can really dictate what happens and how the rest of the heat unfolds with your choices. It's also quite a tricky situation to be in under pressure. I feel like, Crispy, if you agree or not, but having all of that on your shoulders, and you have to choose the right wave. And when the conditions aren't as defined as it has been for this event, a little more bump on the face, the peak not as definite as it was in South Boomerang, I feel like that's quite a tricky position to be in too. So he has to really rise to the game here, because Kai Warner's, I haven't seen him crumble for 1 second under pressure in this whole event. He seems very, very calm and collected, and I'm sure he's going to start putting the pressure on Elliott as we go towards the 5-minute mark of this final. I think he's going to close the gap spatially out there, and he's going to really start trying to make Elliott feel that pressure and, you know, making sure he doesn't post, because he knows he's very, very, very capable of the 8.76 out here. But it is Kai in the red, out in the lead, and Elliott chasing at the moment in the men's final. It is the Mothernest Great Lakes Pro. Why there's a little bit of a break in action, of course, we're thanking Volkswagen, another massive supporter and proud sponsor of Surfing New South Wales. Volkswagen Australia continues its long legacy in surf culture. It started with the very first combi van. You see them around all the time, don't you, Crispy? It's
Love them.
It's synonymous with surfing. The old road trip up and down the east coast of Australia in the combi van. I know that was one of my first road trips to the Grum Comp up at Lennox in Dad's old combi, and it's just so easily pieced with surf culture. So massive thank you to those guys, always coming on board with Surfing New South Wales. And of course, No Text No Rex Surfing New South initiative, for all of these competitors travelling up and down and across the country for the World Qualifying Series Tour, encouraging this safe driving culture with just over 7 minutes on the clock here in the final of the Mothernest Great Lakes Pro. We are literally 7 minutes and almost 5 seconds away from crowning the men's champion for 2020. What a way to add points to your 2020 World Surf League campaign for the year. Huge year for surfing. You want to be up in this finals conversation. You want to be just clocking in, like you were saying, collecting dollars for the purse. You had a phrase that you used earlier. What was that, Crispy?
I can't remember the last 5 days, but
collecting those.
Really just building the purse, especially
that's
for
what it was.
Sarah Baum and also Anna Silva, just really gathering momentum. And think about the past tour specialists, Macy Callahan, winning the QSs at the start, the Carve Pro, and also at Boomerang, building that momentum for Macy and also Connor O'Leary and Stewie Kennedy a couple of years back. It all started at the start of the year with these important QSs leading into great preparation also for Evoca, the 3000, and also down in Manly and at Newcastle as well. So it's like 20,000 QS points in Australia alone for our QS slog around the world and Australian athletes.
It's such an opportunity, and like you said, going into this next event, we're literally week by week by week, a different event kicks off almost every Tuesday or Wednesday each week, and we're going straight into the Whistler Pro at Evoca. It's a 3,000 event. We're going to see a lot of the same names from this draw in the Mothernest in both the men's and the women's competing and battling it out for the 3,000 points on the line. And then the tour splits between the Newcastle Surf Fest and the Australian Open is it in Manly, as we see a little bit of action now. Kai having a little bit of a look around. I reckon we're going to see him chasing down ramp, but we'll wait to see with just over 5 minutes on the clock in the final. As we said, such amazing opportunity for all the surfers making their way over to Australia, and of course the Australian contingent to really post up some massive scores, build their person, not just financially, but in the way of qualifying series points. They're so hard to collect throughout the year because it's literally a battle between hundreds and hundreds of international surfers who are wanting to really solidify their careers in professional surfing. So finals in the water, you can see a few dolphins.
Well, hello, the porpoise pool.
There we go. It's the beautiful
So
part.
aqua.
It's so beautiful here. So much wildlife as we see these dolphins just cruising on by, checking out the men's action. A huge, big local pot of them have been hanging out with the competition all week. There you see them on the top left of your screen with just over 4 minutes on the clock here. It is Kai Warner out in the lead and Elliott chasing the 8.76.
Yeah, well, he's going to manufacture it. Time is on the board. Priority is in his hand. You see a bit of frustration. Whereas you can see the body language of Kai Warner letting him know he's there and he's going to take something, and he's keeping busy, he's keeping composed. Whereas Elliott Parata Reid, he can hold priority all he wants, but he needs to pull the trigger, and he's got 4 minutes to do it. As we see the beautiful dolphins out there, or some people call them porpoises.
Look at them just cruising on through. You can see the little shadows there right next to the surfer in blue. There's just so much wildlife in this part of Australia. It's such a beautiful area. It is part of the Barrington Coast now, the Mid-North City Council, I think it's been renamed. Great Lakes Pro. There's just beautiful national parks both to the north and the south of this venue. You can see the dolphins. I'm pretty sure they're sitting right under Elliott there.
Are they trying to say, Elliott, move up to the next bank?
Perhaps giving him some good karma, or, yeah, like you said, maybe a little clue for the lineup. They're always generally the best surfers in the lineup, chasing the swell right before it breaks in the perfect parts of the bank. So we're just over 3 minutes on the clock. It is the North Narrabeen Butler Kai Warner out in the lead, a huge heat total at this point, 17.00. The New Zealander, Elliott Parata Reid, he's chasing the 8.76. Look at this set coming on through, Crispy.
Yeah, definitely. So Elliott's got to make a choice. He's going to have a look, so it doesn't matter. So Red will stay and look to regather. So Elliott Parata Reid, was it the right choice? Here we go. Looks like he's going to go either the random rights or go with the consistent lefts. And here he goes, takes it with priority. Elliott Parata Reid needs to strike a few blows, and that one not enough. One big turn, and that wave wasn't the one.
I thought
it
looked the goods. It did look very steep, really nice and clean on the initial section there on the takeoff, but that thing just fizzling off through. There you go, see the guys creating some space between each other with just over 2 minutes. Priority is now with the finals leader at this point, Kai Warner, and you see Elliott just shimmy on down towards the south of Boomerang, and Kai is not taking his eyes off him. This will be the longest 2 minutes of Kai's life. And then we go.
Well, we saw with Luana, and in her final, when Sarah Baum, she really stayed close. You stay on their ankles. You can't touch them. You can't bump them because that's an interference or a potential protest. But they will stay close because Red has priority over Blue. He'll be looking and hoping for a two-wave set or to sell a wave to Kai Warner.
And these surfers and competitors are so respectful of each other too, realizing that their levels of performance are so high and they do not underestimate each other for a single second. That's why you can see them really closing the gap. Kai doesn't want to give Elliott a single little inch of field to play on here because he knows he's very capable of the 876, but he does have second priority. So Kai is really going to have to dictate the last minute of this final if he wants to be crowned the 2020 Mothernest Great Lakes Pro champion. I'm sure there's his support crew waiting there on the beach, as with surfing tradition being chaired up from the water's edge, feet not touching the ground until it hits the podium. So I'm sure his support network are down there patiently waiting out this last 50 seconds as we see an opportunity for Elliott Crispy.
Yeah, roll us through this one. Nice wall, and again, nice jam turn and a smaller wave, but keep them busy and, well, little chop hop. Reverse at the end.
There's a bit of that character shining on through his surfing.
Not the one, but still gave it a crack. Definitely
surfed that wave to its full potential there for the man in blue, but it wasn't quite big enough to allow him to really chase down that 8.76 with almost 15 seconds on the clock here in the final. Kai in priority. You see Elliott making his way out. I think he's almost conceded to defeat there. You can see these guys already congratulating each other. Kai Warner looks like the champion for the 2020 Mothernest Great Lakes Pro. What an amazing campaign for the North Narrabeen surfer in the red. You can see the guys, great sportsmanship there from these gentlemen. Probably plenty of heats under their belts together and great friends. Elliott congratulating. There you go. Your man in the red, Crispy.
Looks like I did it this time. Jess Grimwood joining us here. What a finals day it was, and we have an Australian champion here at the Mothernest Great Lakes Pro, QS 1000, Kai Warner taking a win, and runner-up Elliott Parata Reid from New Zealand. So
great result there for the New Zealander as well to start off his 2020 event. But there we're going to see a victory lap, I think, from the man in red.
I love this. North Narrabeen and all the crew, they'll cheer him up, and they are screaming. If they had pots and pans, they'll be slapping them down at the beach. And look at them. Harley Ross Webster, our equal third semi-finalist, and all the crew. True Starling, our co-commentator, Terry McKenna, all the crew surfing New South Wales WSL Fresh Air broadcast. It's been an amazing CEO, Luke Madden.
I think that's also Kai's girlfriend running straight down to him to meet him on the shore and congratulate him. So really, really great vibes here for the Aussie champ in 2020 Mothernest Great Lakes Pro men's champion. Kai Warner is collecting himself 1,000 QS points for the 2020 season. All of the bragging rights here at the Mothernest Great Lakes Pro. And I think he's going to be chaired up the beach by this great little crew of supporters here. You can see you got the board thrown behind him at the back and Geordie Lawler under one shoulder. There we go. Kai Warner.
Kai Warner, 2020, the Mothernest Great Lakes Pro champion, QS 1000, $2,500 winner's purse, a winner's wallet for that man. And look at him. He is stoked. All that hard work. The year paid off, reset, recalibrated, and there is your champion, ladies and gentlemen. He is on the podium. He takes a win. Well, Jess, thank you. It's been an awesome 5 days. Thank you to all the athletes around the world, around Australia, the locals here at Bluey's and around Moby's, and all the crew here at all the Foster Beach Breaks. It's been amazing. And all the crew at WSL Fresh Air broadcast, and our great sponsors, Mothernest, our main sponsor, all about that, supporting the surfers to kick off their campaign to reach their dreams and achieve their goals.
Stick with us. We do have presentation coming up with live broadcast right from the sand here at Boomerang. We will be back with you straight after this. Stick with us.
high seas wetsuit with ridiculous rubber.
Oh, bogged, eh?
Nah, mate, just parked.
Why are you parked with your wheels so deep in the mud?
That's just how I park.
Mate, we've got a
Parked!
Righto.
New Amarok V6 Canyon. The power to handle what others can't.
Welcome on back. Here you go. There's the locals in the lineup out there at Boomerang Beach. The contest has officially finished. We have the 2020 champions for the Mothernest Great Lakes Pro here at Boomerang. It was the Hawaiian Anna Silva taking out the women's and Kai Warner, the Aussie, taking out the men's. And there you go. See the little lineup pack. It is myself, Jess Grimwood, in the box with you, Michael Crisp. How was the action here? And the overall event for the whole week, there's so much going on. It's such a beautiful location. What were the highlights for you in this second event?
Well, I guess we're looking right at it, and it's the main ingredient. It's the waves. This is a beautiful place. The waves were amazing, and as we see, that dictates also. Combine that with athletes of this caliber, and there's the scores that have been thrown down. Great waves, great surfing, and we've got great scores. So Josh Boyle, there's some of the big moments that happened the last 5 days. Harley Ross equals third, and Kai Warner, our winner, up there, showing the consistency and really hitting that. They're redlining. They know how to attack, and they know how to get the reward.
So they were the top 5 scores of the event for the Mothernest Great Lakes Pro in the men's division. And Josh Boyle, he banked both those excellent scores, a 9.4 and that 9.20 in the third day of the event, I believe it was, in the south end of Boomerang with the real pulse in the swell. We had 4-foot glassy conditions, and there you go. Like you said, great looking scoreline there for the men's. And this is live for you. The beautiful conditions out the front still for us here at Boomerang. There's a little bracket of the event, how he ran from the quarters into the semis, and of course you just saw Kai Warner taking out the final over the Kiwi Elliott Parata Reed. So there's the progression for you. Kai taking the win against Timothy Bisso, who was super in form, then matching up against Harley Ross. I think you were talking about them being quite accustomed to heats and battles against each other.
Yeah, Jackson Baker, Harley Ross, best friends, and then also battle buddies in that heat. And then Kai Warner and Harley Ross in the semi-final. They're staying together, they surf together, they battle together, and Kai Warner coming up trumps. And then he just kept that momentum going, and he kept that precision vertical attack and completion, and that was the difference in the end. Elliott, Parata, Reed, he had that excellent score, but need that excellent backup score, and that's what finals are made of. The best surfer getting on the best waves, getting the best turns done, and taking the win.
So, great event here. We will pass down to Terry McKenna, who is ready to kick off presentation for the Mothernest Great Lakes Pro. We will be crowning the champions. Terry, take it away.
Okay, so thanks again, everyone. We've got our online audience, of course, that have hung around, so thanks for sticking with us, folks, as we get into the presentation for the Mothernest Great Lakes Pro. Has been run and won, and we've had some fantastic waves here at Pacific Palms. Thanks again to all the locals for surrendering their break on what was an epic swell and some incredible surfing. So great conditions, great waves, and well done to everyone. We'd like to thank our sponsors. Of course, we got David Mumford here, representing Mothernest, our major sponsor. Give me a big round of applause for David. Thank you. We do have a little something special for Dave for the support, so thank you very much. There's a nice little memento, a boomerang, of course, from Boomerang Beach. They call it Boomerang Beach because once you come here, you always come back. Thanks, Dave. Really appreciate it. Okay, we'd also like to thank Johnny Mossop and the Whistler team. Thank you very much to Moby's Beachside Retreat, where we have been staying, and, of course, to the Mid-Coast Council. They're our major sponsors at this QS 1000. Thank you to our series strategic partners, including Destination New South Wales, the World Surf League and Surfing NSW. Thank you to Air Asia, Volkswagen, H2 Coco and Mothernest. They're our series partners, and everybody involved behind the scene, including the New South Wales board members, the Surfing New South Wales staff, the Boomerang board riders, Fresh Air broadcast, the judges, the commentators, and everyone involved. Can we have a big round of applause for everyone? It was a great event here at Boomers. Thank you. Okay, so we've got a special award to hand out firstly. Of course, Air Asia, one of our series partners. We had the Air Asia Big Air Award, and this year, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together, make some noise. Jackson Baker, come on down, is taking home the voucher from Air Asia. I think it's a $500 travel voucher, thanks to our series partner, Air Asia. So well done, Jacko Baker. He was on fire in the earlier rounds, and he did throw some heat there for a while. I think we've got to get a photo of you here, Jacko, so well done, buddy. Might just get a couple of quick words from you. Hey, you always love coming up here, mate.
Yeah, it's too close to home. It's too easy. It's nice to come home with an award. But yeah, I mean, the waves were so fun all week. Congrats to Kai and all the boys, Elliott. The surfing level up here was amazing. I mean, every heat had 9s and 8s, so I mean, shows that it's a good start to the leg for the Aussie leg for everyone, and yeah, it's good to get the ball rolling.
Yeah, you're on fire, mate. Good luck 2020.
Thank you very much.
All right, that's Jackson Banks. So make some noise for Jacko. He's taken home $500 thanks to Air Asia. Good on you, mate. See you at Avoca, of course, our next stop down on the Whistler New South Wales Pro Surf Series. Okay, so we've got Dave Mumford. We'll hand out the trophies. We can call up our women's runner-up to begin with. This young lady was on an absolute tear here at Boomerang Beach. Let's make some noise. From South Africa, put your hands together for Sarah Baum. Come on down, Boomy. So Dave Mumford's got a lovely little trophy for you there. Sarah, of course, won the QS 1000 at the Carve Pro at Maroubra and almost went back-to-back this time, Sarah.
Yeah, I just won Maroubra a couple of weeks ago, and I'm really stoked with 2 podium finishes in about 3 weeks. So, and there's always such fun waves here. Like every time I come here, there's amazing waves. So I was just frothing all week to get surfing, and yeah, I'm stoked.
It looks like you're in career best form at the moment. You've been training hard.
Yeah, this off season I was putting in so many hours each day of training in the water and in the gym, and yeah, it just goes to show that it's starting to pay off, and I'm excited for the rest of the year.
All right, well, good luck here. The QS 3000 at Avoca coming up next.
Yep, tomorrow I've got a just rest day, and then Tuesday it starts again, so I'm ready to go.
All right, congratulations, well done.
Thank you so much.
All right, that is Sarah Baum from South Africa, our runner-up in the women's division here at the Mothernest Great Lakes Pro. And the winner, of course, saved the big star for the winner. She's come all the way from Hawaii. It's not the first time that she's won here in Australia. It's the second QS she's won. Put your hands together for Anna Silva is the champion for 2020. Once again, Dave Mumford, our major sponsor there from Mothernest. And a great little buffet of nice little products there from Mothernest as well. Did we want to get the photo first? We might get the photo first, girls, and then we'll have a talk to Luana. Okay, so get the press shot. And we'll speak to the winner, Luana. How you feeling? What's your emotions right now?
I have no words right now. I'm super stoked.
You're only 15 years old.
Yeah.
That's pretty insane. You're really surfing with a maturity well beyond your age. Do you have anyone that you'd like to thank?
Everyone watching at home, my dad, my brother, Kahea, Reynos, all my friends and family. Yeah.
This is the second time, of course, you won the Phillip Island competition. You must love coming down under.
Yeah, I love Australia.
All right, and what's you're heading down to Avoca, I take it, and staying in Australia for all the competitions?
Yeah, I'm doing Avoca and the 5,000, so it should be exciting.
All right, did you want to say hi to anyone back home?
My dad, my brother, Kahea, Reynos, everyone that's watching.
Yeah, cool, okay, nice one. Can you put your hands, lift that above your head like a champion. Make some noise for you, ladies and gentlemen, and that is our winner here. Of course, it is Luana Silva, from originally from Brazil with the Brazilian heritage, but living in Hawaii. Well done, Luana. Congratulations as she makes her way off in a blaze of glory. Okay, we got our men's runner-up. Of course, it was a great final. And these two guys have been belting it out on the WSL qualifying series for quite some time. Our runner-up this time is representing New Zealand. Would you please make some noise for Elliott Parata Reid? Come on down. Again, we got a nice little trophy for Elliott to take home, shaped like a boomerang, just to represent Boomerang Beach. Elliott, congratulations, mate. How you feeling?
Cheer, bro. Feeling pretty good, eh? Like, it was a good event. Got to the final. Would have loved to won, but sick to see Kai come back. I don't know where he was last year, but he came straight back in and won it. So good on you, bro.
And what about yourself, Elliott? Is this your first WSL final?
I've been in a final once before, but haven't taken home the bacon yet. But hopefully it's coming.
Yeah, of course it's coming. Elliott, do you want to say, look down the camera, say hi, and thanks to anyone back home?
Hi. Thanks. Hi, thanks to everyone back home, Keyhole and that, and Mum, Dad, and Piha, and everyone in Aotearoa. Cheer.
Yeah, cheer, bro. Good on you. That's Elliott Parata Reid, the runner-up, of course, here at the Mothernest Great Lakes Pro QS 1000. Let's save the big stuff, though, for the champion, the men's champion for 2020. Give it up from North Narrabeen. Kai Warner has taken the top title here today. So I was saying a little earlier on, last time I was commentating Kai, he won the Australian junior title at Stratty in perfect way. It's a point lookout. So he had a little break, had an injury, had a bit of a break. We're going to get the photo first, Kai. So just hold the product down like you do for Etho there so they can see it. There we go. Trophy around the right way. We'll get the media shot. Okay, we got that one. Kai Warner, congratulations, buddy. How are you feeling right now?
Yeah, really stoked.
I mean, it's your first final and you've won it. You must be so happy.
Yeah, over the moon. Can't describe.
I mean, you've been slugging it out as a Grom. You had such a illustrious career and you went to so many competitions and had a little break last year. You've come back feeling fresh, mate. You look good.
Oh, thanks you. Thanks, heaps. Yeah, feeling fresh. Good.
What's the plan? I mean, you've won a QS 1000. Are you on the mission to qualify? You're just having a bit of fun. What's the plan for 2020?
Yeah, I'm not putting pressure on myself. Just having fun and just having fun.
Well, it's working, mate. Do you want to say thank you to anyone?
Everyone here, my girlfriend, Jackson Carey for letting us stay at your place. Everyone at home, Chucky, Mum, Dad, everyone for all the nice messages and stuff. So yeah, thank you.
All right, well, just one thing left to do. Hold that above your head, mate, like a champion that it is. And make some noise for Kai Warner. He's the champion for 2020 here at the Mothernest Great Lakes Pro QS 1000. All right, off he goes in a blaze of glory. So that's our champion, and that is a wrap on this event here at Boomerang Beach. So everyone who's been watching online, on behalf of Surfing New South Wales and the World Surf League, my name's Chez McKenna. We'll look forward to seeing you in a couple of days' time in Avoca. We'll catch you next time. Thank you.
We're not perfect, but we sure can do our part to minimize our impact on our precious ecosystem. Visla's sustainability program is an ongoing mission to keep creating and innovating in order to help keep our waters clean and use less resources to make good products better. It's a long journey, but even small steps can get us to our destination. Join Visla on their mission to protect and serve.